Oh,
Hello, everyone. Let's see. Let's get us both on here.
oh, I don't need that background.
Let me go ahead and get our other background on here and stop the music. It's nice music, lounge music, it said.
Yeah.
And it looked like people were sitting in a lounge on the old thumbnail, so I was like, let's go with that. Just 1 second, I'm gonna change the background and then we are coming on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart and Harmony. We're here with Veganology JJ and Lee Dayaloff. I always say that wrong, Jane. Did I do it?
Just call me Lee. The day off's just so people see it. That's not my name. So, yeah. Yeah.
Lee. We'll call you Lee then. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
get my hair around here
I
because
mean, when I had Ryan Lee Hathaway up, no one was ever saying Ryan Lee Hathaway. People would just say Ryan. So it's the same
I
concept.
thought you might want me to advertise your channel a little bit.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, if I wanted that, I would just go by Dialoff. As far as that goes. So,
I'm gonna put my lights on for a second.
all right.
I'm still here. I'm just situating my light here, and sometimes everything tumbles over. So, and Neo is trying to get it. Was trying to get my the little flaps on my jacket earlier. He thinks they're his to play with there, so I had to tuck them in. I think I was meeting with Muriel. He thinks everything's a toy, though, which I love about him. But until it's around my neck, and he's like yours right there, like your sweatshirt, he would start swatting at those little. I don't know what they are, ribbons or something on your shirt.
I just call it string, but yeah.
Yeah, string. I see what it's been. It was so stressful because the live would not. It seemed like Restream was having an issue every time I created it. It kept saying error occurred, and I was getting so nervous because it was like getting closer and closer, and I'm like, what is happening?
Well, that's why I say you could have hopped on. Yeah, no, I'm not connecting to anything. Restream totally just dropped the bomb.
Okay, so yours was doing something weird too, then.
Well, it would at least let me connect to the YouTube and the Twitch at first, which is stupid because my YouTube channel is not the one I want to even post on. I was just practicing. I have nothing on Twitch. Really,
Right.
Facebook's the only thing worthwhile right now because of Instagram. How we do it doesn't set up. So I went back to take off that Facebook and everything, and then when I came back, nothing would work. It just says unable to error. And I'm pretty sure what we'd have to do is get rid of this one and just open a new studio, but it's kind of late for that. So I just put on Facebook that Restream.
Well, you know, the cool thing is you can always have the link. I don't know how it works on Facebook, but you can always have the link to share. I mean, on Instagram, but you can share the link or the recording I can give you to upload also.
Yeah, but my big thing is I want to actually start doing live on my Facebook page and advertise. Like it's.
You want to try again? We can try to help.
I've tried it like 10 times. Like I'm at a point. Like trust me, let's just.
Right?
I've had a really rough day between work and everything as far as that goes. So
yeah. We'll just get started and say hello to everyone. Let's see. I don't think anyone's quite here in the comments yet, or they haven't commented, but we know. So your day was pretty stressful, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on with that. So how are things going with you?
All right. You know, I had 2 coachings today, so that was always fun. And I took a walk, so that's good. Walk to get a Starbucks cold brew coffee, and talked to Dawn for a little bit. I have not ate anything, so I feel like I'm going to be ready for dinner when we get done here. For sure.
Yeah,
snack.
Yeah, I haven't eaten today at all either as far as that goes. So that's the other thing I kind of got like behind. So I'm basically going on empty stomach and tea.
So we are like, well, I don't know if you drink caffeine in your tea, do you?
Well, my green tea. By this time, it's my 3rd brew, so it's a lot less caffeine.
Oh, that's right.
Typically, I don't drink caffeine usually after 9, but like today's just been all over the place. I mean, typically I switch to herbal teas as far as that. So, but that's the thing I haven't eaten because I try not to drink any green tea like an hour before I eat anything because it'll stop the absorption of like iron and stuff.
Oh wow, right. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so I try to do all my caffeine that, and then I usually, even if I'm not thirsty, I'll switch to cold brew decaf that I haven't made because I did that. I had all that stuff going on last week, and I'll go to that. Or if I want to keep going to hot tea, I'll go like lavender chamomile and stuff like that. So, but so
That's pretty cool. I didn't know it was an hour too. Like I heard that about green tea. I just thought like if you drank it in general, but is I didn't realize there was like a time frame. So that's cool.
I've heard everything from 2 hours to 45 minutes. So I just chose an hour.
Yeah,
As
somewhere in the
far as that
middle.
goes, it really doesn't matter. I usually don't eat that soon afterwards, but honestly, for my sleep, I try to. I mean, with me having to get up at like me getting up at 3:30, like as
Oh.
far as that, it's good to get the caffeine. And I'm not a caffeine
You and
person.
Dawn with that early thing, I can't. I'm like, oh my goodness. When you said 9, most people were probably thinking you meant after 9 p.m. He's talking about 9 a.m. I think he doesn't
We
drink caffeine.
mean when I said 9. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. As far as actually, when I say it's really at 8 a.m. now, I think about it. So because I
Wow.
try to stop the tea as far as that goes, but but yeah, also just keep me on my sleep track and stuff like that. I actually don't like caffeine. I mean, when I was in high school, I had a issue that made me really sick and stuff. But I like tea a lot, and I don't like to get decaf teas. So that's why, like right now, I've been brewing it hot tea. I usually do a cold brew and then I heat it up because you need cold brew things. It lasts less caffeine, but you still get all the benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, or right now, what I do is I do 3 brews. Like I'll brew it. That's the strongest one. I'll drink that the early in the morning.
The first one.
Then I'll brew, like I'll do them all within a row, and then I'll do a second brew, and then the third brew I'll just kind of leave. And usually the third brew is pretty weak, so that's where I'm at now. But as far as with that, but yeah, that's why like I cold brew, like decaf tea can have some caffeine in it, and then when you cold brew it, it makes it less, so it's like nothing in
Oh,
it. And then
really? I didn't even know that.
yeah, if you cold brew, you don't get as much caffeine, but you still get all the health benefits typically. So as far as
That's
that
cool.
goes, so yeah, and I don't drink tea in the morning to wake up. As far as that, the first thing I do in the morning is just 2 cups of water. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
touch caffeine until after I get up like 3:30. I have my first caffeine like at 5:30. So
Oh,
and it's
wow.
just and the only reason it's caffeine is green jasmine tea is
Just
my
in
favorite
between.
and green tea is the best. And you can't get a high quality really green tea
Yeah.
as far as that, like a loose tea, as far as that goes. So, and I'm not like straight edge. I don't avoid caffeine. I just don't depend on it to wake up because to me it's a shaky wake up as far
Yeah.
as that goes. And I'm really a big believer. Like if you need caffeine every morning, you need to be looking at your sleep and your health as
Yeah,
far as
that's true. I
it.
do, what time do I get up? Well, today I got up, for example, because I didn't have to be at work. I got up at like 8, maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock.
Oh,
And
well,
I didn't have coffee till probably 11. But it's just kind of like, you know, like you said, I'm not one of those that like as soon as I pop up, the first thing, like some people go right to the coffee maker, but
yeah.
I do enjoy it. Like I probably shouldn't be drinking a lot of caffeine, but I don't drink a
Well,
like
it
this cup.
depends.
I still
It,
know only half of it. I'll save
yeah.
half for tomorrow,
Well,
actually.
you be getting cold brew too, which should be last as far as that. And it just
Mhm.
depends how you affects you. I mean, I think Gregor and them says like 3 cups totally fine for the day. Like Gregor, I think does, but no, he does the opposite. He does green tea in the morning and then no, does coffee in the morning and then switches to green tea throughout the day because the tea has less caffeine as far as that. Or me is I don't mind getting a decaf coffee. I like coffee, but you
Mhm.
can get pretty good quality decaf coffee. And like I like tea is my favorite. Like jasmine tea is like above food or anything. It's like always been my thing. Like when I worked at Karen's Raw Food, like all the employees from like Mexico would call me Tay, which I guess meant Spanish for tea, as far as that
Right.
goes. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I've been a big tea. So I'll spend a lot like tea's like probably my biggest thing I'll spend like money on. Not like I mean I spend a lot of money on it, but it's tea, so it's still not like a lot of money. Like
Not
it's
real
as far
expensive.
as I mean I'll pay like
Too hard.
$8 for an ounce of like high quality like the place here tea, which sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, you'll spend like $7 for one like tea at a like
But like,
Starbucks, and just the tea
yeah.
bag stuff. That's not nearly the quality and stuff. So as far as
Yeah.
that goes, so and coffee I like, but like I said, since I don't do the caffeine and I like the cold brew, and honestly, the coffee helps me with the fasting if you don't want to eat. As far as that, I don't really use it for that, but
There was a guy that did I think he only drank coffee and water for like I think it was like a really long like almost a year or something crazy. There was a guy, I forget, I have to ask Don what his name is, a long time ago. This was like
see,
in
I would question that, man,
something
because
barbaric or
that would
something.
rip up your stomach so bad.
No, it's
I
crazy,
mean,
right?
like that, it's just regular. Because that's the other thing, cold brew that gets rid of a lot of that acid that
Hmm.
messes
Yeah,
with
I
you.
don't think it was a healthy fast that he did, but darn it, he did.
No, no,
Good for
no.
him,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah. I mean, coffee is good for you. I mean, but not only coffee. As far as
yeah,
what are
like
you drinking
it's
now?
like all over the place. Like some people think that the coffee is good, and some I think, like you said, the caffeine is what makes some people not like the stimulating effect for the heart and things. And then some people say it helps you focus, and like same with chocolate, right? Some people like talk against chocolate, and some people love chocolate. So
Well, you got to go like the newest. No, and actually, back in the day, they thought coffee dehydrated you. I mean, if we would have gone back like I don't even like 10 years, but like Dr. Greger, Nutrition Facts, and has come out and been like, no, and even like I think a lot of other things have come out. The research has changed, type thing. A lot of his assumptions as far as that goes. And I think Dr. B, I don't know, I can't pronounce his name. Do you know who Dr. B is when I say that? He did Fiber Fueled.
Dr. B. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Berzowicz or something like that. I'm so bad at pronouncing this. Why I call him Doctor. And he calls himself. He's on a physicians committee, but you know that book Fiber Fueled.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as that's him. He did that book as far as that goes. So, but he talks about coffee's actually pretty decent for you too, as far as that. As long as you keep it within like reason and stuff like that. So, but coffee also, I think, can make you not absorb things as much as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
I've heard that. Like, well, I think what was I reading about that it can't help you absorb? I don't know if it's iron or it might have been
Both tea and coffee, I've heard iron, and there's some other things, but iron's one I
12
always
or
hear a
something
lot.
like that. Yeah. But it
Yeah,
does, I think it does have some dehydrating effects, but as long as, like you said, you're drinking the right amount of water with it and everything, um, there's good and bad to a lot
well,
of different things depending
on
on your lifestyle.
but the whole dehydrating effects, they changed that like 2 years ago. Like when they used to say you're up 8 cups of water, like what is it, like Mayo Clinic and stuff, they now changed saying coffee can count as one as your water type thing, that it actually doesn't as far as that goes. And I was a big person. I was in our all place. I was like, oh, don't drink coffee, or for every time you drink coffee, drink 2 cups of water and all that stuff. I had like all the rules, and they're now like, as far as long as you're drinking like now, once you're adding like a bunch of stuff to it, that's an issue. But the coffee itself, so
What do you drink in your tea? Like, do you drink any
I
kind
drink.
of like cream or
No, no, nothing in it. So as far as
what I think black
plain
coffee?
tea,
I
and
used
I've been that way since I was a kid. As far as that goes, like I mean, I drink iced tea, but I've always been. I mean, I will on occasion. Like I do like a good cup of English tea, like a good chai tea with oat milk in it. But once you add sugar and milk to it, or of course, I say milk, oat milk or something, to me that becomes more of a dessert, like a
yeah.
treat as far as that goes. Where when it's like that, so and also with intermittent fasting, which I don't really like to say intermittent fast as far as that goes, but once you add sugar and stuff, that breaks your fast as far as that goes,
Hmm.
which isn't that big a deal. Like I just really want to go till like 10 a.m. But my theory is, hey, if I'm just drinking tea anyways, in my preference as far as that goes. So, but yeah. But when it comes to like green tea and jasmine tea, it's so delicate. I don't like adding things because you miss out on the flavor type thing. So
What about Earl Grey tea? Someone used to really like
oh
that. Is that
yeah, no, yeah, like I said, what my favorite tea I drink all the time, but like Earl Grey, like I really like London Fogs. Are you familiar with those?
not really? I'm not like I just have like general knowledge of tea.
Oh,
Like,
that was, I think, designed at Starbucks. That's what, like one of their big things. But London Fog is basically vanilla extract milk. It's basically a Earl Grey tea latte with vanilla flavoring add to it.
okay.
But I here in the town get it half vanilla, half lavender, or just lavender in it type thing. So you have lavender farms and I'll put that in it. So I do like that. I mean, I like all the tea. Like I like Geraldine tea. Like I'll get different ones. It's just green jasmine's kind of like, you know, as far as that. Like I've had friends say like, hey, maybe in my past life I invented green jasmine tea. There's some, I mean, one of my first tattoos, if I got one, was going to be a jasmine, a teapot with a jasmine flower on it, as far as that
Oh,
goes.
right. That
Yeah,
sounds.
jasmine's my favorite flavor, smell, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, but yeah, like I said, we had a thing called Mocha Mike's here, and they make their own chai. I like going there again, oat milk chai with lavender in it. So
I don't know how to say his name either. I just looked up. He wrote fiber fueled. So
yeah,
we'll,
that's why I call him Dr. B. Yeah,
we'll
and that's
see.
what they call him on the physicians committee type thing. So have you read
Yeah.
Fiber Field?
Is he like? Does he have glasses
Yep.
a lot of times and kind of dark hair?
Yeah, yeah. Kind of looks like, I
I
would
think
say, looks
I've
like
seen him
Clark
on stuff.
Clark Kent. I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, I've
Type
seen him.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy as far as that goes. If you, I mean, he's pretty much the expert. Like earlier we were talking about stuff. Like when I go things, like I kind of go by different people. Like Dr. Greger will say you don't really need fermented food, but Dr. B does. And in that case, I'm gonna go with Dr. B because his whole focus is gut bacteria. You
Mm,
know, as far as that, it's sort of like I like going to a doctor, but if I'm focused on, like, my foot, I'm going to focus on the, foot doctor over the regular doctor. If I'm worried about my heart, I'm not going to go, to
yeah.
that type thing. Dr. B is like, to me, he's the, like, that's it. He's kind of like the king of that type thing as far as that goes. So, but
Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen him on a few things, definitely. It we were kind of discussing that or somebody was talking about fermented foods earlier, but I got really into I was eating sauerkraut for a while, but I just kind of stopped because it had like a lot of a lot of salt, and I was eating some other salt stuff. So, but I like it. I just got kind of tired of it. I was eating it on the salad every single night, which I might go back to, but
See, and that's Dr. B's favorite thing is he has a garden and he's sauerkraut and a salad. He swears by it. So, I like it. We have during the farmers market. It's called Junebug or Wild something, and it's actual like wild sauerkraut they make homemade here. And I used to get that all the time. And they have all different ones, like kind of pickle flavor and stuff like that. But it's all like living stuff like that. So,
yeah, I
um,
definitely always like to get the I think I even did a video on it, like the organic sauerkraut. Like there's also stuff they can use to ferment it that's not as healthy as just using like the regular salt or whatever. And you can make
or
your
the,
own. Like Jason, I think Jason Demchok, he was on here. He has like a I forget what he actually calls himself. What is he doing on Instagram now? Fiber King or something like that. But he like had a homemade recipe. I forget if it was for everybody or he had to share it only in his classes or whatever. But he will.
yeah, it's not hard to do your own fermentation, like your pickles and stuff.
Hmm.
It's just more of a question if you got the space for it, is as far as, because once you have it set up, it's really just checking on it every so often and it does its own work as far as.
Yeah, a lot of people like are pickle like vegetables and stuff like that. But pickled beets, that's the one that people like to do, I
Well,
think.
and there's different ways. Now, a lot of times, like I do a quick pickle with vinegar. I'll do like cabbage and stuff. That's nice, but that doesn't have the live, the live living food in it. When you just do like vinegar and stuff, it still has health benefits compared to who you're talking about. I'm sure he does leaves it out, and that's where you get that fermentation from the air and stuff, and that's where it's actually a living food, and that's where you get the really good stuff from, like that. As far as that goes.
What,
So
putting in like the sunlight, you mean? Or just
no,
leaving it?
no, it's like actually it's the opposite. You need to keep it, I believe, in a dark cooler. I mean, traditional pickles are made like in basements and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not like an expert, but I'm also like really, I used to be really into food shows. Like I think like Good Eats did a whole episode on how to do your own
Well,
pickles
yeah, I
and
used
stuff.
to watch Good Eats. I remember
Yeah,
that show. And
yeah.
how it's made. Did you used to watch that?
I always watch that one every so often too. Yeah, yeah. Good Eats was my big thing, and honestly, I kind of turned away from it because I got so into it. I was watching the side stuff like behind it. We download it and stuff, and he kind of talked like some crap about not putting meat and stuff like vegan stuff. I was kind of like, well, screw you, buddy. Like
Mhm.
as far
Oh
as,
yeah.
but I used to be a huge Alton Brown fan, but I kind of feel like once he got really big on the Food Network, Like
Hmm.
his personality kind of changed type thing. So, but yeah, but Good Eats was but I liked how it broke down. But yeah, he did big pickle one, he did a sauerkraut one. So,
Yeah, that was
but
cool. I
yeah,
like those shows. I used to watch it. What was it? I guess was it Food Network or Discovery that those came on? I can't
well, the
remember.
Food Network's Good Eats. Discovery, I never had as far as that. Now,
Oh,
Discovery has his own shows. Now, I'm talking Good Eats. Holy cow! When I watched that pickle show, what's it? That's over 20 years ago. I'm talking about. So,
ah, yeah, it
yeah,
was a while ago for me too. Like way before I was vegan, I
yeah.
was watching that, so I didn't
Oh,
really
yeah,
see it from
yeah.
that perspective. But
I
yeah.
was doing the pulled pork and all that stuff as far as, but then and what happened is then I lived in Washington when electronic technology got better. My buddy was able to download shows, so he went and downloaded all of the Good Eats for me and the site like you'd have off the DVDs and stuff, and that's how I rewatched it. And then Alton Brown ended up having a lot of. That's the thing, like the Food Network, I don't like nearly as much anymore
Hmm.
because they're
Well,
all like competitions.
were
Like
we
no one does.
talking about I think Unchained TV? Were we talking about that the other
Well,
day?
yeah, you're talking about like
I
yeah,
think they
the
have a lot of cool like I don't there is one competition, but a lot of it is just like a lot of plant-based cooking shows, which if you're
yeah.
trying to like, watch people do only that, but you can find a lot of that on YouTube as well. Like,
Yeah,
there's all kinds of
yeah,
cooking shows.
I yeah, to me, a lot of plant-based, I like that. I actually really like watching non-plant-based stuff because then I can get ideas to
Hmm.
make my own plant-based thing as far as that goes. So yeah, yeah, and I don't mind some cooking competition, but it used to be like the Food Network had a lot of like Good Eats, Barefoot Contessa, like a lot of cooking shows,
Hmm.
and then they had a few competitions. Then it flipped. And it was like it's pretty much like I feel like I maybe it's changed. It's been a few years, but it's like 90% competitions. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to relax and watch something, enjoy making their food and stuff like that. So they had a vegetarian show on there too. So if you have Pluto, was it Two Hairy Bikers is pretty fun to watch from the UK. Is
Oh,
a good
really? I never
cooking
saw
show.
that one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's new if they're just doing reruns on it, but that they've done quite a few vegetarian. I mean, vegetarian vegans big in the UK, so they'll do. I mean, the show's not based around that, so or the American Test Kitchen is kind of fun type thing. So yeah, and who was the other one? She has her own stuff out.
Rachel Ray.
No, but Rachel. Now you mentioned Rachel was the other one. What was that? What was her show called?
I remember she did one a long time ago called $40 a Day. Did you ever see that? She would
Yeah, that
go
one was on the travel. She had two shows. The
travel.
Travel Channel. She had 40 Days on the Travel Channel, and their other show, and it like was kind of sandwiched in with Good Eats, and it was
Now she's in the dog food.
30-minute meals. 30-minute meals is what her.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, is what it was. So and she's another one that was vegetarian for a while, and then she on the Food Network quit being vegetarian, as far as that. And this other person, something is what I talk about. Her husband's a rancher, and it's
Oh
kind of a
yeah.
new. Yeah, and she was vegetarian until she married this dude and stuff
Oh
like
no,
that.
I'm thinking of a different lady. She was the other way around. They were cattle ranchers, and then she went vegan, and her husband then sold the cows and opened a sanctuary. Did you ever know
Oh,
about her?
oh,
Rowdy
I've been
Girl.
seeing. Are you talking about? Is this a show or is this something somebody did?
Mm,
Because there's
it's
that.
just a
I've
real
been.
story, but she has her own, channels and stuff called Rowdy Girl Sanctuary.
Oh, I didn't know she had her own channel. I subscribed to their newsletter not too long ago. It popped up as an
Yeah,
advertisement. Yeah, yeah.
I saw
No.
her a long time ago, like before she even had that set up. It was like a documentary that was following, their story. I thought it was interesting. And then later on I saw her on Clubhouse. You were ever on that app?
I don't. I've never even heard of that one.
So Clubhouse, it was like, I don't know, it was it was like you could get it like an app. It was like a TikTok or social. They still have it, and you could get on there and you could talk to people though. Like they would have rooms where you could talk, and it was different because it wasn't like you even had to be on video. I don't even think it had video, but it was like little chat rooms, and people would come on, and it was kind of like how we do live streams now. But you could go on, and I went on there for a while, but then I just got into YouTube, but it was pretty interesting. And I like was in a couple of the rooms with her, but then I saw she really blew up. Like she, like you said, I don't know how many people subscribe to the newsletter, but she has like a lot of followers. But I feel like, it's kind of cool when you see somebody you feel like kind of I don't know how many followers she had then, but when she did the interview, it was like probably close to after this all just happened.
See, and honestly, I just knew that I'm talking like when I started this new Facebook is where it advertised. I had not heard of her. You're talking about
this was like 5-6 years ago I saw her.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm talking 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I saw the newsletter. I'm sharing. Is that the documentary you're talking about?
It wasn't called Rowdy Girl then. It was like somebody else's show, but that is one. I mean, there's probably a lot of them, but it was like a long time ago. But I don't remember the name of the channel. I've shared it on Facebook. I have to look it up too.
Yeah, this came out in 2023. But this is her, a former cattle. I mean, I doubt there's two people named Rowdy Girl.
No, that's definitely her.
Yeah, it's awesome. Activist. So I bet because she blew up, I bet they came in. I'm assuming you can take that off, or I guess I can take that off. I'm assuming because she's so big, they probably did a bigger professional one, which makes me want to see. Do you have Just Watch?
What's that on YouTube? Oh no.
No. It's to hang on here. It's a great. Do you have like Netflix and things like that?
Yeah, I've had Netflix. I don't think I have it turned on. Like, I don't think I'm subscribed right now, but we have.
Well, I'm just saying, you have like different Hulus and things like that. So, like, Just Watch what it is. Yeah, right now it's not on any of my services, but if you have like multiple things, there you go. Go ahead and share that. So Just Watch what it is. Oh, hang on. Let me put on a different.
Sorry, I'm eating my oranges. I didn't get.
No, you're good to go because I'm screwing around here. Thing is, if I open that tab right next to my Restream tab, then I can't see what it looks like in Restream. So I want to tile it together.
It should look the same as what you're looking at, right?
No, but I'm saying if it's on the tab right now, I can now see both what I'm about to show you. So I'm saying I can't see then my picture. I can't see what you're seeing. I'm going in blind because it's like if I open a tab, like you know how you have Google open, you open a tab next to it, I have to flip back and forth. So I open a whole nother Google and now I have it mirrored so I can have that and that. So I can
I see.
Look at it is what I'm doing as far as that is. Which probably doesn't matter, but I hate like not knowing what people see and stuff like that. So but this is a cool thing for people that are into movies and shows a lot. Let me see. Okay, I think I put it up there to be shared now.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's all you. Yeah, so this is like there's Just Watch and Real, but what's cool about this is what the setup is. Why does that have that on there? But basically you go in and you can put all of the services that you have. And then it's just a group because you know how it's like a pain being like, okay, I want to watch this movie. Is it on Disney? Is it on Hulu?
Right.
It makes it so it looks up all your services that you have. Like you can like that. So like, for example, if I was looking, you can see what I was trying to watch. I'm going to watch the new Coming to America 2. So I flip this on and these are so it goes through and it says, hey, I have Prime, my free channel and Prime like that. So it'll tell me
I get it.
What it's on type thing. So, but if it was on Netflix and not Prime, because I have Netflix built into it, but as far as that goes, so if you're a big movie person, it's pretty cool. Like, I mean,
I'll have to tell Dawn about that because she.
Well, that's what I was saying. You're saying your sister and stuff. I mean, if this gives you an idea, I have 775 titles I got to get to saved. That's just my movies as far as that goes. Oh, Fall Guys on my, but this is like my saved stuff, so you can kind of see like that. But it's kind of cool when you're trying to find a movie and then you can filter it and like go price. Do you have like Tubi and Pluto and all that? Okay, you should. All those are
right now.
What's that?
We just have been watching YouTube. like YouTube Premium, and they have movies on there. That's what we've been recently watching, just because we stopped paying for Hulu just because we weren't ever watching TV. But we're gonna get
Well,
it back, I think.
no. The
And then
reason I
the
was saying to
winter
get
time, like
Pluto and
get
stuff,
to.
they're free. They're
Oh,
free.
really?
Yeah, free. Yeah, your free ones. As I say, you can go in and choose your free ones. Yeah, there's a lot. You can get yeah, and Tubi's awesome, especially if you're into old stuff as TV shows and stuff. But you can we can take that down, I guess, if you want. But you can yeah, get like a Tubi, Peacock. What's another one? You know what they'll do is they'll have commercials in it. That's why they're free. But hey, we used to watch commercials old school.
Oh
But to
yeah, I
me,
think we might have free Hulu, but like I think we like the paid version because it was more like regular TV. But yeah, I think we
well,
have free
but
version.
Hulu, yeah, but like Pluto, and that's where I was talking about. Here, I'll show that to you. Let's see what cooking shows there's that's on there. Where's my Pluto TV? I think we're allowed to show this live.
I don't. There's probably going to be a copyright if it's like a movie or something.
Well, it's a site, so
Oh yeah, you should be good.
I mean, I watch people on YouTube all the time. They watch stuff. So, is that actually
There's
on
a
your
certain
screen?
amount of time you can do it, like less than 30 seconds or something. I've seen people do like. You ever notice when people review those shows, they do like little pictures sometimes, and they'll go through it.
Yeah,
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 I think that's why they do that, because you'll
yeah.
get a
That's why. Yeah,
copyright strike, and sometimes it doesn't mean they're going to take the whole video down, but it depends how serious the person takes it. Or it kind of like if you get too many of them, it'll put it against your
and
channel.
it's also how many people and stuff like that. As far as that, so but like Pluto, you might as well do like this
Fairly,
has
I
like
think
free
they found my
TV.
little copyright. I had Dr. I shared something from Ditch Dairy, Milton Mills, when I had like 4 subscribers, and I still got a copyright strike.
Oh, really?
So I don't think they care.
So
I think
well,
it's a computer generated.
so this is an example like YouTube Pluto. Like you could download this for free, but these are all like live stuff and like I mean they have like just channels of reality shows. I haven't got this set up. How many movie, western? I was trying to see what cooking shows, game show. Maybe reality is under that. I mean, animal, nature. But there's a ton of live stuff and then stuff like that. Like I said, it's absolutely free. So if you all might as well like get it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also where I watch Two Hairy Bikers. They'll have American Test Kitchen on, things like that. You can watch new free news. And Tubi's really cool if you like 80s movies. It has one of the biggest things as far as that goes. So
Yeah, I'll have to ask Dawn. She watches a lot of movies. I wonder if she has that. I don't know all the stuff. Sometimes I'm just watching the movie. I have no idea where it came from. Or she'll
yeah,
be watching in her office. But I think mainly lately we've been in the YouTube, like just if you watch a movie on there and then it'll put another one on kind of like similar genre for you. But they leave them on there for, I think, is it 30 days or a couple of weeks, and then you have the option either rent it or you can permanently buy
yeah,
it and store it for like $15 or something like that if you really like it.
yeah. No, I have premium. I
Most
get all of
use it less
that,
time than
but yeah, I just like when I'm watching a lot movies and stuff. Like I rather do my Netflix or I go with like the Tubi and stuff because they usually have a much bigger selection and stuff like that. And I kind of like having the commercials to walk away from it.
right. Yeah, because that way you can go get a drink or get another snack or a
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, but yeah. Well, it's also cool,
I have
like with
YouTube Premium. I don't like the like if you have the premium, you can be doing other stuff and still listening to the video. That's what I like about it.
no,
Even better than the like because I when I don't have my premium set up, there was a commercial like on my diabetes video. It actually shares a commercial for like metformin while my
Yeah.
video is talking about naturally reversing diabetes or whatever. I don't know what drug it is, but it was funny because it's like like I don't get paid for it because it's like, I don't have a contract with them, but sometimes if it's a popular video, they'll just put their own ads on it. Unless I guess I don't know if you can stop it, but
Yeah, see, I mean, I have premium too because I don't like the commercials, and that was a problem I set on my YouTube channel. Is why I needed to have a sub channel under my YouTube channel because if I was to open up a whole new account under a whole different YouTube channel, I wouldn't have the premium connected to it. So, so it's
right.
the other reason I had so much trouble with the YouTube of I'm trying to get a sub channel for free. That's where you could, like, I'm pretty sure I could have opened a brand new YouTube channel and used my phone to verify it and all that stuff. But then I would have either had to pay another premium to get the commercials not in it, or get all
Right.
the
Yeah,
commercials
you
and
gotta
stuff.
double up on
So
all that stuff.
yeah, yeah. And then I was like, well, maybe I could watch commercials the other one, but my main channel, which when I say my main channel, it's not my channel. I've never posted on it. I've had it for like 10 years. It's just it has like 400 all my favorites. That's what I watch, as far as that goes. So, but it's just Riley Hathaway. It's nothing I would post to as far as that goes. So,
Can't you change your name on YouTube, or it doesn't let you?
I'm in 30 days. I have the calendar marked. So I'm either going to change the Riley Hathaway to the Dial Off, or I need to try today. Crap, I should maybe do that well, we shouldn't do it live. Never mind. Because all I need to do with actually here, I always forget. Now I can show you. So,
I mean, could you have taken you're saying that if you change it, it makes you wait 30 days. Like, could you have
yeah, you
changed
can only change it twice every 15 or 30 days. I have it marked on the calendar as far as that. So I can't change to Ryan Hathaway right now. But which accounts? Oh, hang on here. Yeah, so I might as well just show you while we're talking about it. Yeah, like Facebook will only let you change your name like twice in 60 days. I think YouTube like that. Because on my Facebook, I want to change it to Lee Dialogue Jane as far as that, but I have to wait for that as far as that goes. So I didn't know they had all these different rules and stuff.
I just forgot to put this link out because it got so late.
Well, hopefully, if we just keep it on a regular schedule, people will start popping in.
That's what I think. I think it's all about consistency, right? Because people need to know.
That's why I was getting stressed out that we weren't on at 1 and stuff like that. So, because sometimes I'll do it and people will like leave it, and then after like 10 minutes, I'll give up because some people have like even Kathy's done that. And I've seen other people for some reason the thing will turn on, but they never come on or anything like that. So, ironically, are you sharing my screen yet?
No, let me do that. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even see it here. It pop up. There you go.
Well, that's why I couldn't tell because yes. So this is like my main stream, and then I can switch account. But see, this account I need to verify in order for me to connect to it live and stuff like that. And the first two, and then this account is me, but I can't change the name to Ryan Hathaway. Because the reason I was doing different ones is I wanted a third account. I can see all my positive crap there. Because you know how when I go to chats, like when I go into your chat and stuff, I didn't want it to be just dial off, as far as that, because that's my name. Like that's why I was like, as far as like I want my channel to be called dial off, but when I go on, let's say like Kathy's thing, or like if I'm chatting with you, like not on the thing, I don't want it to just pop up. I want it to pop up like Lee dial off Jane. Is what I want. My
Right.
name. to be, because I still want to advertise the dial off, but I don't want, because I don't want everyone trying to, because it's hard to pronounce. I don't want people trying to. That's why it's kind of earlier, like you can just say Lee, because I don't want to make it stressful for people trying to pronounce that type thing. So, but
Right.
but they don't give you the option. You can go into YouTube for live chat to just change your name. As far as that, it just does the name of your channel. So that's why I was like, well, I'll have in my Ryan Hathaway channel. I've had that for so long. I have like 400 channels on it from everything. As far as
Yes,
that,
nobody really, a lot of, unless it's someone that I find that doesn't have a channel, like a lot of people don't have their actual name on their YouTube, like,
yeah,
or they have a version of it sometimes, but like if it's your YouTube that you watch other stuff, those people usually it's their name. But I think once people create a channel, that's why it switches, because it's not that easy to, if somebody becomes like plant-based
yeah.
Harry or
Well,
something, they
the
always.
Ryan Hathaway channel was never. It was literally just my YouTube account.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's never till yesterday when I did the first live. There's never been anything posted on it. As far that's why it's my name. It's just like my Netflix account. As far as that, that's where I keep. And I have like tons of stuff from Watch Later. I have my, vegan whole food plant like things saved here, to my yoga saved here, to my horror movie reviews as far as that goes. So hey, Carl's on.
Hey, Carl, welcome. Good to see you. Carl said, "Hey, family."
Hey. Oh, no problem. You're the first, might be the only. So hopefully if we keep doing it enough. So
Right? Yeah,
how's things going in Scotland's Carl, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
because
told us that last
yeah,
time.
Carl Scotland. So, I'm just gonna Google it now.
What's going on, Carl? How's your day going?
So it's almost 10 o'clock where Carl's at.
Oh my, we're always on so late for Carl.
No, I think the other times is like way later and stuff.
He said, "Yep, you were right. Scotland, 10 p.m. Time for you to go to bed, young man. After we finish this." Just kidding.
Yeah, for some reason I have a great memory usually where people are from. I think I'm very visual because I visualize Scotland, I'll connect it. So, but
Mhm.
honestly, I have to think of the name Carl. I'll totally forget the name Carl, but I remember like Carl's from Scotland. But I remember the guy from.
Right, definitely.
So
So
Carl, we're talking about we were talking about like different entertainment stuff, like we're talking about food shows and stuff like that. So Carl's doing good.
that is awesome. I'm glad you're doing good, Carl.
Hmm.
And I know he's definitely, I think the last, yeah, tired. I feel tired too, right? Already, and I'm still like got a ton of things to do. But that's okay because you're allowed to be tired. It's 10 o'clock there, right? We should be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For him.
And
Yeah.
you're
So
like, I think, you're, what are you right now? About 2 o'clock when
about
you're,
2 o'clock.
yeah. And I'm 5.
Yeah. Which my 2 o'clock feels like I think most people's 5 o'clock because my day starts at so
Yeah.
early. Like
So,
I've already had a full day in. I mean, like today I went and I took the dogs out walking for my client I got up at 5:30 a.m. and I keep them out till like 9 a.m. to wait for them to get up to go in the house to work on stuff. So, but
oh my goodness, you walk them for that long?
yeah, well, we're not walking. Well, that's where I was saying I want to start doing the video and stuff because that's where all the drama comes in. She has, I don't know what we call her boy. I mean, she's in her 60s and they've been together. He's at the house. He had a heart attack and stuff like that. He sleeps in the living room because typically what's supposed to happen is she's by herself. I come in, get the dogs. I come in. She sleeps till later, but I can start at 7 a.m. working on the house, getting her food set up and everything like that. But because of that, him being there, I don't go until 9 because I don't want to wake him up. So yeah, but we're not like doing a straight walk like we do adventures and stuff. That's where I want to get everything set up because it'd be fun. Like today we started out, by the Puget Sound Beach, walked around there. Then I cruised up and went out in the woods with them as far as that. And then I'll go to another beach as far as that. They have a full yard. I'm not really walking them for exercise. I mean, it is exercise,
Mm-hmm.
but they have a yard and everything in it. It's more for let them sniff and enjoy themselves as far as that. It's more stimulation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
that's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like a lot of times when did you ever see pictures I put up like hello from Deception Pass?
I think
Like,
a while ago, I saw a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I was with the dogs. That's me and the dog sitting there. So, and that's why I want to start up with that thing is to get it. So when I'm walking the dogs, that people could chat with me.
Mhm.
So I'm like, hey, this would be cool type thing as far as that goes, and show them because you go to yeah, it's really pretty out here and stuff like that. So
I
that
just
and then
found a dash cam that I had bought. I don't know what it even hooks up to, but I never ended up using it. Probably because I started working at home after like shortly after we got that. I think that was I don't even know when I bought it, but it's still like brand new in the box. And I'm like, I would have been cool if I were doing something on the road or like if you were doing a travel show or something. I think it's like what that the cops put on their car,
oh
probably.
yeah, yeah, that's real common. People are getting those stuff like that. I tried doing that with my phone because when I was in like the redwoods and stuff, sometimes when I'm driving up and stuff, it's kind of cool. I would like to be able to record because even getting places is kind of fun as far as that. Like to see like Fern Alley and like that, you have to go through like a little water type thing. So
Yeah, Carl says
yeah,
so nice for the dogs. Let them explore. Yeah, I think a lot of times we forget that animals like have those. Sometimes if Neo's like pushing stuff off the desk or different things like that, people might
yeah,
yell at their animals for. It's like that's because they need to be stimulated. Because technically, like in the wild, they have all these. They'd be chasing stuff or seeing a bunch of different things. Like I notice
yeah.
cats love looking out the windows, and so
Oh,
I
that's
have
their
like one
TV
of the
show. Yeah.
little
Do you ever
laser
do cat
lights that I
TV?
used to play with him, like the little dots that he can chase, and like we used to have a toy, but he broke it.
Do you ever do the cat TV channels?
No, I think I have to do that. Somebody else was
Yeah.
telling me about
Well, they
that.
have them on YouTube. They're just like instead of meditation channels, they have channels that are just showing cat stuff and the music's set up to relax cats type things. So you can also get things that simulates cats that you can put in your app and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not a good idea because your cat was like Mookie. I tried it once and he just like almost like broke my computer trying to attack it.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, we're not doing that type thing.
I've
So
heard of dogs, like somebody had their dogs watching the channel, or maybe it was a YouTube I watched. It might have been cats where they had them
oh no,
all day,
dogs do it.
them occupied.
No, they do it too. Yeah, and I think dogs get more into it. Oh yeah, pretty much everything they have for dogs and cats and all that stuff. So, but
Sometimes the phone, I think the way that their vision is, at least for cats, I've heard that they don't see in color. So like sometimes a small phone, that's why they won't like focus on it. But he watches TV, like when it's the big
the
screen.
big, yeah, yeah. The,
Yeah, he just
I
sits and like
think
he got up. There's a video we have him where he was trying to like swat at it, like
yeah,
when he first got him. It
yeah.
was so cute. His little head was like watching the person like everywhere they went. I loved it.
I'm curious. Dogs, I know, can't see all the colors we see. I can't remember with cats. Now, cats, they are kind of not blind, but they can't see real close.
Yeah, they're definitely they have different vision, but just
Yeah,
based on their what their needs are, I think like they don't need as much like in the as far as the vision goes to like in their survival mechanisms, I think is what I was reading. But they have like dogs, I think, and cats have such good hearing because I was listening like when they talk about fireworks and stuff, there's a lot of people that are really against fireworks because anything that's loud for us is like 10 times louder. Like
yeah.
I used to ring this bell like like to because Diana got me that, and like I think it was like me and Marakita were doing it, and I was trying to cheer somebody on, and I felt so bad because I realized that his ears, like he was sleeping behind me, and he like jumped up. I'm like, yeah, that bell's probably like 10 times louder to him than it is to us. So,
Yeah, well, early on Facebook, I was getting in a argument. Someone posted. The person I originally posted is agreeing with the person. I live near Oak Harbor. It's a Navy town. We have jets, but someone posted something about they're having a jet show and posting about how it's like no, he's like, which I totally agree with. Like they totally as far as that, like they like do these jet shows and stuff like that. Like this was somewhere I don't even know if it's in our country and stuff like that. Everyone's like, well, it's a tradition and stuff, and that's just so awful. A for dogs, A for cats is also awful with people with autism because they're sensory. As far as that, like with Bryson, when I have him out in Oak Harbor, if I hear a jet coming, I have to be like, plug your ears. It's so that's why like autism and animals are very similar have a lot like that. So I'm assuming you know who Temple. I don't say her name right. Temple Guardian.
Someone in the chat.
No, oh no, she's a. Yeah, I probably said it wrong. No, not a person. It's not a person. No, she's like one of the biggest.
Oh, you were talking about the air show thing.
And here
we just had the air show, and yeah, you're right. They were freaking out. We are in Ocean City. They have it every year. Like they do a basically it's just called the Ocean City Air Show, and it's Saturday and Sunday. They do it from like 12 to like 3:30. But the really bad part was I forgot to take off work, and so I was on the phone, like, and the house is almost shaking. It's so loud, and I'm like, I had to mute the customers while the airplanes were flying over. But I mean, they're not like constant, but they have these bursts, like you said, of if it's an animal or you just can't hear, like you can't. Like
yeah, it's overwhelming and stuff like that, and it's just like showing off and stuff and being pro-military. No, it's a person. I'm saying I'm just saying the name wrong. Carl, you know what I'm talking about? No, she's huge about. She was huge for autism. She's also huge because her thing is talked about how like animals react and stuff. I mean, fortunately, she helps a lot with like cattle and stuff as far as that goes about. Anxiety and stuff like that. So, but she's the one that connected. I mean, speaking of movies, her movie was awesome. They did a movie on her. Do you ever watch My So-Called Life?
Yeah, I know what that is. I didn't really watch it a lot, but I've heard of it.
Well, the star of that, she played this person. I'm trying to say their name in the movie, which I'm going to look up.
I might be able to look it up for you.
Okay, well, I got the TEM. But if you're related to animals, this person in general, this is her. All right. I need to start opening it up then.
So they have all the characters here. I don't know which one it would be.
All the characters.
So My So-Called Life. Which one was it? Do you know?
Well, just go ahead and share what I put up.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes, I'm talking about, but if you
okay.
just click that, you can see what I'm talking about. So this isn't Claire Danes. This is who Claire Danes played, but she's an American. That's the movie right there. But yeah, she low in or have autism. They never thought she'd get to school. She was always connected to animals because a lot of things that animals deal with, sensitivities, a lot of people with autism type things. So you know how like she's also kind of responsible. You know how people do the yes, Carl, you're right on it. Yeah.
Mary Temple Grandin.
Grandin, yeah. See, I kept saying Guardian. Yeah. She's an amazing person just for autism and stuff. Like she kind of broke a lot of boundaries and stuff, but she also like really connected with how like cats, like or not cats, how cows are like really nervous. And unfortunately, she's kind of right in between as far as that. She was trying to make them as comfortable as possible in the ranches and stuff. You know how like so. I always forget when I talk to people like don't grow up on farms and stuff, what they know, what they don't know. Like you ever see on animals they have like a thing that holds them still type thing where they give them shots and stuff. Part of that is that actually makes them feel more comfortable as far as that goes. As far as that, yeah. Have you heard of like weighted blankets? That makes that whole weighted blankets for anxiety.
Oh, okay. Well, I know like especially with cats and stuff, like they like to be in small spaces, and like Neo will get under the covers if something weird's going on.
You know, thunder shirts for dogs.
I don't know because I don't really.
Things you put on and it makes it tight as far as that goes. So, but even in autism and people with anxiety, like there's a thing. I'm not even talking about animals right now. I'm talking like people. There's a thing called like weighted blankets they put on, and it helps like feel comfortable, like you feel a hug type thing. But she's the one that kind of came up with that because autism, a lot of the same sensitivities animals have. So she is very like when I do my show, I'll kind of talk about how like I kind of grew up like connected. The reason I like her is she kind of grew up on a farm, so she communicated with animals a lot. So, but she's also autistic. So like they're like, you'll never go to college, you never do that. And she just broke a lot of boundaries just as a female, as a person with autism. And she also broke a lot of boundaries about showing that animals have anxiety and showing a lot of personality. So she like hit 3 different barriers as far as that goes. So
Nice.
now, if you want to know about her in general, though, that Claire Danes, that movie about her, it's awesome. Like I've watched it like 3 times. Like it's very inspirational and stuff like that. Like you would totally love it. Type as
I'll
far as
have to
that.
check it out. That's so cool. And so, but so the Mary Temple Grandin. If I look that up, like then I can find the movie. Probably.
Well, here, this will be a fun thing. So real quick, go ahead and put that up. So this is the movie. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you. This will be a good demonstration I was telling you about. Not like you cared, but I always find. So Carl, earlier I was talking about looking up movies. I don't know if you're a movie guy or TV or entertainment and stuff, but this is where this little device comes in useful. So let's do that. Look up my Just Watch because I now want to see about watching it again. All right. So do you got my Just Watch up on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we would put in. No, Rowdy Girders. What I looked up last. Go ahead and spell that for me. TEMPLE.
TEMPLE. Yep. GRANDIN. It says
So
Mary
this,
Temple, but I guess it only goes on the Mary Temple.
yeah, Temple Grand. So this is that. So these are because I have these set up. So this is where it's all streaming at. So if you have this app, so I can watch it on my HBO Max. It's on Hulu. So it's on Hulu and HBO Max right now.
Nice.
And it's also, you can rent it on these and you can buy it on these type things. So I don't know if you have either of those.
I don't know. Dawn probably would know better than I do. I don't pay attention to any of the apps. I just am always on YouTube, and Facebook. But she watches a lot of movies, like sometimes while I'm still working. So I can ask her. I think we were just talking about like Hulu, because we haven't watched any of our, like, she used to do a show on YouTube that reviewed reality shows. J&J Video Reacts is where like her original, before she got into the stock trading. So, but we haven't really paid attention too much to TV except for movies. So I would bet she has 1 or 2 of those if they're free too.
Well, the Hulu is, I think you may get a free one, but the Hulu is one you would pay for.
Yeah, I like Hulu. I actually really, because we were paying for cable for a while until we moved into here, and I'm like, I found out how many cool
is it Diana or
things
Diane?
we could do on there. Hey, Diana Varner, Plant Based. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't have cable or anything. I do
check out her
everything.
channel too. She's gonna probably do more videos lately, but she has some on there. It's really cool. She's got an Instagram too. She's got some good food photos that you'll appreciate.
Diane. Oh yeah, I have her on. I knew Diane before I knew you.
So. Yeah, you did. You knew me before you knew anybody. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know her. I've never talked to her, but Diane, when I first found Kathy Hester, Diane was starting to pop up. And Diane, you're also sometimes on chatting in the physicians committee. I haven't been on there for a while.
I found her. I think I met you through Kathy Hester, Diana too.
Yeah. Diane's kind of one of the.
And Chef AJ, she's been on, like, not on Chef. I don't know if she's been on Chef AJ, but she's definitely.
But in like this in the comments and stuff. Yeah, there's a certain group that you'll see always in physicians committee. Chef AJ, Kathy, a few other ones. Mona, I'll see. When I went on, who was that being green with whoever?
Be Green with Amy, yeah.
Yeah. When I popped on there that one day, a lot of people from not a lot, but a lot of the Kathy Hester people were on there type thing. So it's kind of the same group and stuff like that. So
Carl said that I don't watch TV or movies. I'm weird. I just listen to podcasts. Because me too. You're not weird. That's why I don't know about any of the apps.
That was a podcast too. So yeah, Diane. I'm going by Lee. That's my middle name as far as that. I just think it's easier for people to pronounce, and there's other kind of reasons for it too. But yeah, Amy.
Be Green with Amy.
I'll be agreeing with Amy. Yes, yes. I've only been to one of her lives. I kind of like that live as far as that goes. So, but yeah. So Carl kind of came in on the end of it. We're just talking about like TV apps, stuff like that. So by the way, this show, if you want to talk about some vegan stuff, food stuff like that, but the whole point of Heart and Harmony is just kind of be a fun thing. I think hopefully as people it grows, we want to have sections like maybe try new vegan foods. I also want to have maybe an entertainment section that we can talk about like Diane's also really active in Heartbeat as far as that goes. So, oh, your middle name's Lee too. Cool. Is it Lee like kind of from Ireland? Because Lee also means meadow, as far as that is the Irish.
My middle name is Lee too. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
What if we only allow people on here who's Carl? You better be Carl Lee. Wait. So do you want to know what my middle name is?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it?
Sue. It's after my great grandmother, but like everybody used to be like Jenny Sue, like to mess with me. I don't know why. I guess that's like a country.
See, is your family from the South? Because you have a very Southern. I swear, when you told me from Ireland, the whole time I watched you, I thought I was like, oh, she's probably Tennessee or Virginia. I would have guessed Virginia, actually.
That's where my grandmother was from, who I was always with her growing up, so I think I picked up on a lot of that. But I'm from Maryland originally.
Yeah. You have a very Virginia like personality type thing. So Lee is basically my family. You're talking about me personally, or are you saying Lee, your name is in your family? That's the problem with things popping up.
If you don't know that she's in your family, I feel like we're getting a reunion here.
No, but people are like, because we chat so much, we're basically family. Like I would say, yeah, me and JJ are basically family. We chat all the time, every day.
Right.
As far as that type of thing.
I talk to you more than my family sometimes, right?
I do talk to you more than my family, but I don't talk to my family much at all. Not in a bad way. It's just we don't have that.
Yeah, I know. Like just everybody's busy, and like I talk more on text and Facebook. I feel like I know what's going on in their life because of Facebook. If you heard me, Lee, you would know I'm from Texas. Well, come on up here and talk, Diana. So we can
both you and Carl, we can.
I just got off of a conversation with Diana like 2 hours before this live. So.
Oh really?
Yep, Diana and then Muriel I spoke with. Not Marakita. I think you might have got them mixed up. I was listening.
No, Muriel too. Muriel I talked to, yeah. No, Marakita in Q.
That's in Q, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know that. Was it her daughter that was on that one that we were, or was it?
That's Muriel. Yeah.
Muriel. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, as far as that goes.
No, well, her daughter? Wait a minute.
We're on one of your Q&As. I mean, I haven't done that many.
Oh, Michelle and Muriel. Yeah, they're mother and daughter.
Daughter. Okay, that's Michelle.
And Diana actually and her daughter were on like an open forum both together, and Muriel and Michelle were I think either on it or in the chat, and it was so cool because I was like, oh, we got like two mother and daughter teams here with us. I was like sad my mom didn't come on.
And Carl said I was always with my I'm assuming grandma or grandpa. You said grandma earlier as a child too. My grandma
Both of them really, but my grandmother was like we were like really chump. My grandfather would just like tell us to be quiet and stuff,
Do you have all your grandparents still?
No, I lost actually my grandmother when I was 19, that I was talking about. My great grandmother on my like on the other side of the family.
You're great.
Or my grandfather's mother lived till 92, but my grandmother like died very early. She died of cancer, lung cancer. So it was kind of like very stressful for me. I had to drop out of college for a semester. Like I think that's why I have some like probably leftover trauma of, holding on to things and fears and stuff, probably because of how close we were and losing her at such a young, well, for me, it was a young age. I was happy to have her that long, but yeah, it was kind of a weird time, but like, I still like, it's cool once you get through the trauma of that. Now I can think of her and laugh and like the memories, but it's still very difficult. Like if I get thinking about it too long, I'll get sad, but not like as bad as it was, at that very moment.
See, I lost the grandparent I was closest to. I lost her my freshman year of college. But like I only had one grandpa I met, and he died when I was 3 or 4. I have a few memories of him. He died of cancer. My dad's father died before my mom was even married. His tractor rolled over and he died from an accident like that.
I'm sorry. I'm
As
sorry.
far as that, and I'm with me being adopted back in the day, because I was adopted as a baby and everyone wanted to have kids that kind of looked like them and stuff like that. So it took longer. So my parents are much older than most people's parents. So my grandparents are already older.
Right. Already.
So I never had, like, my dad's grandma died when I was in 6th grade. I wasn't that close to her. She's like an hour away as far as that goes. Like I said, I never met my dad's father. Then my grandma Kanako, that's my mom's mother, as far as that. And I was super tight. That's where I got all my cooking, like my passion about cooking. She wanted to be, when I went to youth ministry, well, I'm not really Christian now, but you would think any parent would be, grandparent would be like, oh yeah, my kids, she's like, she was ticked I didn't become a chef. Like, as far as that, like, that's the reason, like, I'm passionate, like cooking's my thing. Like, as far as that. And she also was the one that got me, like, trying different foods and stuff like that. I was super close. Like, a big part of my personality, I would say, is like my grandma. My grandma also lived in Chicago, loved to travel, was very adventurous type thing. So as far as that, that's why me and my mom it's kind of funny. Like, we're close, but we don't get along a lot. And I think the reason, well, not a lot, but a lot, we bet heads a lot. And a lot of what we butt heads about is, I think I'm more like her mom. Like,
Oh, okay.
and it's weird. Like, you think of older generation, my grandmother was probably more progressive than my mother is, as far as that.
Yeah. That's
So that,
interesting,
so
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. So yeah.
We have a visitor.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good, good.
There's that Texas.
What time's it in Texas?
I
Oh,
gotta mute the other side.
you're not in Texas right now, though, right?
Oh, you're in
No.
Phoenix. You told me that yesterday or today.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I live out here now, but I grew up in Texas.
Oh, so you're not visiting Phoenix. You live there.
Yeah, I live here now.
Oh, okay. Why'd you move there, if you don't mind me asking?
For the cheap vegetables. Oh, no, that's not why. That's why I want to move there.
Is Arizona known for cheap vegetables?
I just know Diana's, like, she'll share with me what she got, and I'm like, oh my gosh, those are like $3 a piece here.
No, there's a place here called Everyone's Family Fruit and Vegetables, and they sell things in bulk. Like right now, you can get 84 avocados. I don't know, it's like $20 or
84.
yeah. They
So
have
are you into, like, canning and dehydrating things? Because I mean, even if you're 100% raw and stuff like that, I don't know how you're doing 84 avocados, or if you have a big family. Like, and I even love when I was raw, I ate a crap load of avocados. 84.
Well, I want to do more stuff with I bought a dehydrator. I'm trying to find the website thing, but they just have a lot of bulk stuff. I want to use my dehydrator. I've only used it once, but I didn't leave the stuff in there long enough because it was kind of chewy.
There's like a new dehydrator I haven't got out yet.
Did you get the Excalibur?
I got the let me look. It is not the it's similar to it though, because it was on Amazon Prime. It's basically the same. Is it Breville, or I'll look up on Amazon, but it's basically the Excalibur. Like, it was the competition type thing. Kind of how, like, with air fryer toaster ovens, there's like the Ninja XL, and then there's the Breville, like that. It's
I got the Magic Mill dehydrator.
Oh, okay. It's similar to these, right? Like,
yeah, it's similar. I got the 10 tray, but the shape of it's different. It's not square. It's kind of like a 12 by, I don't know, 10. It's kind of, it's not perfect.
Yeah, I did a deep dive, and I know the mill that and whatever I got, and basically the reason I got that one is it was a great deal, because they're all kind of similar, and it was kind of, how on Kathy's, like, spotted deal. It was a spotted deal, so I bought that one. As far as that goes,
Yeah.
goes. But I live in such a small place. I need to rearrange things to figure out where it's going to be an official spot for it. So, but you were saying it didn't get dry enough, like it was too.
I didn't leave it in there long enough. I was a little probably that was my very first time, and I was probably a little impatient. uh, I didn't wait long enough. I didn't leave it in there long enough going because I only went by what the time it told me, but I realized I should have left it longer.
What were you dehydrating?
Bananas.
Oh, do you know? I don't know if I even shared on the Super Bowl what we tried to do. We tried to do cucumber chips, and they were stuck to the bottom and just disintegrated basically, like they were like little, like it was so bad. But I think I left them in too long. Maybe I was opposite. And someone told me, I think it was Sky when I interviewed her, that cucumbers aren't the best thing to dehydrate, but we were trying to imitate potato chips in a healthy way.
Oh, zucchini probably would have been your better.
Right.
Kale chips is the way to go. Here, real quick, I will show you.
And then, of course, I bought the Ninja Creamy. I haven't used yet.
See, what's funny is I'm about to take that to who I caregive for.
Oh, I did look at that dehydrator. That was one of the ones I looked at.
Yeah, see, like I said, we probably were doing the same thing, and I got mine when it was not for $300, when it was on like a prime sale, and that's pretty much why I got. Like I said, they're all pretty much, and it was just like, oh, this one's $150 cheaper right now.
Me too.
I'm gonna grab that.
I think mine was like it was less than 200.
Yeah, but now I got to figure out, because once I get it going, because I want to do I want to make like a bunch of hummus dehydrated. I got for backpacking and just to save like food and stuff like that. See, my big goal is once I get things set up, I want to start sprouting.
I have sprouting trays too.
Yeah, so I just got the mason jar thing.
But we're not sprouting.
Yeah,
I did it once.
Like how I'm always talking about, I want an elliptical, but the problem is if it gets here, will I actually get on it? Right? Like all these cooking things, I've got these little things that's supposed to shoot out spirals of stuff, and like I just end up cutting everything with a knife.
I did sprout broccoli sprouts.
Oh, did you? We did those once too. And what was the other one? Mung bean, maybe? Or no?
No. See, I had this is back in the day, it's called a Sprout Man, and it was actually a own system. You put the sprouts in, and it would sprinkle in water and drain the sprouts by itself.
Wow.
Like well, that's when I worked at Karen's. I mean, when I left Chicago, I mean, I had a nicer dehydrator than this. I mean, we did our own raw bread, loaves, stuff like that, kept it under that. I had my own sprouting system going. I had my, oven disconnected and stuff like that. That's when I was running like 12 miles a day and stuff like that. So, and when I moved out to Washington,
12 miles? Oh my God, I don't think I've even drove 12 miles this month.
No, not now. Not now. This is back when I was at my.
I know, but still 12 miles, man, that is good.
Oh yeah, I was getting up at like 4. Like, I mean, I went like hardcore when I like totally switched over to like I said, and when I do my interview, I'll get more into my vegan like spiritual journey and stuff like that. But yeah, I was running 12 miles a day. I got rid of my TV and everything. I slept on the ground. I was basically, when I came to Washington, I had every intention of going to India and becoming a monk. Let's put it that way. Like as far as, and I got totally sidetracked, and liquor and eating food and stuff gets you, and you make a home here.
Got you out of Monkville, huh?
Yeah. So what's that?
Went out of Monkville.
Monkville. I don't know who that is.
Oh, Monk, Monkville.
Oh, Monkville. Monk. Oh, I thought you were saying Mung, like mung bean. Yeah.
Diana got me.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Totally different.
My weird sense of humor.
Yeah. So that's where I'm trying to get. Yeah.
People say I'm dry humor anyway. I get it.
That's what
I
I
thought
did.
you were saying Mung, M-U-N-G.
Oh,
I thought that was like something, some slang term I didn't know.
It's a sprouting
yeah. So with your dehydrator, we got sidetracked. So is your plan to like stock up on stuff and?
Well, yeah, because I wanted to the place that I can get the bulk things. Like you can get apples, you can get carrots, you can just get all kinds of stuff. I wanted to dehydrate vegetables and fruits. Um, I did hear about dehydrating hummus before because I don't know if it was Chef AJ or who it was. Somebody said that they dehydrated hummus so they can take it on the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
That was
I think it's because hummus is in that category that it may be too much of a liquid type. I don't know. They may not allow hummus on a plane, but
that,
if it's dehydrated, you can take it.
that was
Really? I didn't know that.
that was Kathy. Mine went AJ because Kathy's in Florida, and that's when they were talking about they take on the plane. But that's when because that's when I
Okay.
was talking about my dehydrator and everything like that. So yeah, see, I knew about it because I got the dehydrator before I even was on Kathy's, because I got it for backpacking, as far as like doing that stuff, and also to kind of like you said, bulk food. And I'm like, hey, when it's berry season and stuff like that, why don't I just start, doing that stuff? But I got to get it set up in the right spot. But it's so big. I mean, I live basically in
Yeah.
a small studio. Like I don't have a bedroom. I have one big room with my kitchen and everything, and then I have a bathroom. So I have to very much, I don't own a couch or anything. I have like 2 chairs type thing. I'm gonna get rid of my table. So literally like anything I put somewhere, it has to be, compared to when I was in Indiana and stuff. I live in
You
you
should
can rent
trade
a house.
dehydrators. Mine's real little and round. I'm just doing it to help you out, though.
Oh
Right?
yeah. No, I have a round one too. I actually have a round one. If you want me to be really honest, I have the round one because was a year or two ago. I grew magic mushrooms and then dehydrated them myself. So
That was another thing I wanted to dehydrate was mushrooms.
yeah, no, mine were psychedelic mushrooms though.
Oh.
That's how I literally
I don't know if the kids got a hold of those.
yeah. Well, I don't have kids.
That's what I want. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Right, for you.
They're really good for anxiety and stuff. I don't really use them now, but I actually, for people going through, it was something actually really also pulled me out of my, is why I grew them as far as that goes. My, I mean, y'all don't know my backstory, but yeah, I was in some deep dark
I might have
spots.
tried one of those mushrooms when I was about 18. I'm just saying.
Oh, I tried everything. Hell, no, me. I went from being a youth minister to selling drugs for a while. So I've done
Wow.
the only thing I have not done is
Isn't that what I called you earlier?
yeah, it's shot up heroin. I think is the only thing I haven't tried.
Yeah, definitely never tried that.
Yeah, I've done ecstasy, that with heroin. Now everything else, I just
You've all been
experiment.
through a journey, right?
Yeah, well, and all that stuff is like play around. I never got big into any of it. The only things I really did regular was weed and alcohol. As far as that was always luckily I've always been my brain always went too quick. So that's why I don't like caffeine a lot as far as that. So even like the drugs, anything upper, I never liked as far as that goes. Like even like cocaine and stuff. Thank God, as far as I'm glad I didn't get hooked on that. So anytime I did stuff, I want something to turn my brain off and just chill type thing. So, but in my 20s, I did, try it all. Like, as far as that LSD, mushroom, and the mushrooms I did in my 20s is different. That was you're getting drunk partying. Last time I did mushroom a few years ago, actually it was my therapist. She's like, legally I can't recommend it, but literally was like, this is really good. It's like therapy sessions and actual, like, as far as that goes. And she took it she had chemo and stuff like that. So as far as that was much different, like me getting healthy type mushrooms compared to Ryan, early 20s, worked at the Olive Garden. He'd throw the biggest kegers and all that stuff. So, but yeah. So are you,
we went from the dehydrator to that. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, sorry. Well, that's why I kind of want the show to be just kind of a fun thing. Like I said, I want to talk about vegan stuff like that, but I feel like every show is always about plant-based and stuff like that. And I just kind of want to have a thing that people get to know each other, like, what movies and stuff. And we can also talk about that, but like actually talk about, like, I like this chatting about what dehydrator. See, you need to get a dehydrator.
The reason I bought my dehydrator was because I got the bundle with the raw romance because I wanted to make the wraps.
She's like the raw wrap like queen, right? We were just talking about her the other day.
That's the main reason I bought the dehydrator, because I wanted to do the wraps. I just haven't done it.
Well,
but
She was trying to get me literally. What was it? Yesterday. When did we chat? When did you do your Q&A? But we were talking about those wraps. We had a big discussion. We were all telling her about that, and she was telling me once I get mine set up to do the wraps thing. I'm like, well, you can really just watch
mine
her
has a
because
hole in the middle, so my wrap is gonna look like a donut.
Yeah, no, yours won't. Yeah, but you can do other stuff.
I can still make little wraps out of it though, like little taco roll-ups. I could cut it like a pizza.
But yeah, I do want to. But we were talking about the raw romance, and I was like, I want to because I got the bundle too, as far as that goes. So that bundle, was really really good and stuff. So, and I'm not raw, but I want to eat more raw. But that was really fun. But when that came on, I'd already had this for the backpacking. But I'm like, all right, that's gotta for that, and I want to do kale chips in it, like the raw kale chips.
Oh yeah, I have never made those, but I was talking to Jen earlier about.
Is that the Chef
you got Chef AJ's book? That's right. I have to put the screen bigger. Hey, Marquita.
I want to make some of those recipes.
I'm excited. I told her she should come on and do a recipe for us. Make one of the ice creams or something. I mean, not the ice creams, but one of those cakes.
Hey, Marquita.
Road when I get my kitchen straight up, if you all want to do a fun thing that we all cook at the same time, as far as like I said, I'm not selling anything, but just kind of screw around. Like I said, that's the whole point of the show is like not be real functional and stuff like that. So, and like I said,
be real. Gotta be real.
Or just have fun. Kind of like, how in the comments we'll kind of like all of a sudden start talking about Doctor Who and stuff. Like this is just kind of the side stuff to do all the side stuff as far as that goes. And we can talk about healthy whole food stuff, or we can talk about vegan junk food, or we can talk about reality TV shows, or what you're reading or canning. Like that's the thing. So
well, I'm behind in watching Lost.
I only made it to season 5 as far as that goes. But see, TV shows, I purposely watch old ones because I hate watching a show until it's ended and like that. So I always will wait for a show until
I binge watch.
Season, and then I binge watch. Exactly.
I just started a few. Yeah, I just started a few days ago, and I'm already on the second season. I watch it at night, and then I work also. So I have my work computer and then I have my personal computer, but I've been working a lot of overtime. So when I'm working, I'm over here playing my show, and I have my headphones on. So then I'm just working.
Your boss isn't watching. I'm just playing. Well, I was thinking
I forgot. She is. No, okay.
This is not the real Diana. This is just her clone.
No, I mean I'm working on other. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We were just talking earlier. Me and Dawn said the same thing about. I said I don't even like when I can't binge a show now. If I have to wait till the next week, it seems like terrible. Like how did I ever do that for so long? Like if we get into something, we have to we watched 20 years or 20 seasons of Survivor, like the whole, it took us months, but every free chance we got, we were watching it, and we then knew everybody, by the end, every single.
My parents watched that.
It was pretty cool. I never really.
Do you all know the podcast, and it's a YouTube show called Pod Save America? It's a very left-wing media thing. Okay. Well, one of the guys on it's on the new Survivors. That's the only reason I was bringing that up. I said, if you knew that shows, I'd be like, so. And the guy on it's like a very
Richard.
Who is it?
Richard.
Love it. Something like that. It's part of the. I mean, I'm very as far as that goes, but the Pod Save America's the whole thing. But it's funny if you met the guy, the idea that he would be on Survivor, he's a very city boy, it'll be really interesting. He's already off the show and back on the show, but he's not allowed to say anything because they record all that.
I'm talking I thought you meant the person was on it long time ago, but this was
no, the new one coming out. He can't talk about.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
He was on and wasn't out yet. So that's why I would say if you watch Pod Save America, hey, did you know it's Love It? What's his name from it? He was on Hillary's campaign, was a speechwriter for her. It's a side thing, but he's a very entertaining, funny guy type thing. But the only reason I didn't know the Survivor was still going until they brought it up. I was like, that show's still
I didn't.
Go
I watched
on.
like the very first season when I was like young. It seemed like, and then when she saw it, like I forget, like I think it was somebody we knew was going to be on there. Not knew personally, but somebody from another show or something. She found out, and then we got into watching it again, and then like we never saw any of the ones in between. Like that very first season I watched when I was like 22 or 23, and then all the way till now, and it was really wild to watch. Like it was interesting. Like we definitely got into it though, like even though I didn't think I could really get into that show, all of a sudden, like
A lot
Dancing
of
with the
people I know
Stars,
loved it. Yeah,
there
it
was
never
another
really.
one I got into that I didn't think I would like, ballroom dancing,
Oh
and
yeah.
like,
Okay.
you know.
See you later.
I'm gonna
Hope
have
you're
to.
doing
I
good.
gotta go pick up kid from school.
Oh, no
Oh, okay.
worries.
I have
The
such a glare,
grand.
I can't see the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for hopping on. Hopefully, we'll see you
Okay,
next week.
yeah.
So we're gonna try to
Hopefully,
do at 1
I can,
o'clock and actually be on at 1.
yeah. Hopefully, I can get on next time. I'll know it.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. All
Ciao.
right. Well, have fun. See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So yeah. So we got MQ on here now. Is Carl still awake, or do we lose him?
Let's see.
So what other shows? See, I've binged.
I
Do
can't
you?
see the comment. Did she make another comment? Can you read
She
it?
just put. I'm listening to you, and little Louie, and I walk. You're in my back pocket. Oh,
Oh,
you put
okay.
it up there. That's how I was reading
Yeah,
it.
she's got her little doggy in the park. I forgot she mentioned earlier.
Do you ever do? I'm really bad about like when I binge something. Is I like to savor things. So, like for example, let's say like I watched all of Monk, but then when I get to the last season, I'll stop watching it because I want to keep it for a special occasion to finish it. And then
Yeah,
I'll do it for so long, I'll forget everything, and then I'll go back
you have to
and want to
rewatch
restart the
it.
seasons and stuff like that. Yeah, like movies are like that too. Every time a new like Marvel movie comes out, I want to go back watch them as far as that goes to be all excited about the new thing as far as that. So I have a lot of things I've been watched, but I have not watched the last season of them because I want to like wait for that special day. Like Justified's like that. I've watched all of them.
Oh yeah, I could probably do that, but Dawn would never do that. Like she will
Yes.
just walk straight through. She'll binge it till the end. But sometimes what it reminded me of is like she'll watch a movie like earlier in the day or something, or we'll both watch it and it'll be almost at the end. But like you said, if we have to leave or take a breather from it or work or something, and then we come back to it, she'll just have to rewind it and watch the whole thing through instead of just popping in at the end
You
of
gotta
it.
get in the. If you're a movie person, I'm an all entertainment person. Like I mean, if you want that podcast too, like I'm a huge podcast. I mean, honestly, my days always layer different. Like I get up early, do the meditation, then I do like like that. And usually my rule is like by 4 or 5 o'clock, it's just whatever. I hate to use the word trash, but like either reading a manga, comic book, a fun show because I want my brain not to, I'm not gonna read anything like deep thinking because I gotta get ready for bed. So I like to put on something either funny or see. I can even watch like scary movies like that, but anything I don't have to invest my time in type thing. And then after I watch that, my routine is I'll get in bed and I'll listen to my podcast while I go to sleep. As far as that goes, so and
Yeah.
that podcast usually has to be like a funny podcast as far as that goes. Like I don't listen to a lot of like too much deep thinking podcasts. Like that stuff I'll usually watch on YouTube type thing. I don't want to say deep thinking. So now speaking of podcasts, man, I highly recommend Pete Holmes' You Made It Weird. That's one of the best podcasts I've listened to.
Oh yeah, you've made it weird. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and he brings like he's a comedian. He'll bring like different comedians on and stuff, but he gets into really it's really fun because you get to really know them, stuff like that. I mean, I've like cried on the pot, watched it, listened to it, and stuff like that. But it's interesting meeting people like like Norm Macdonald, like he's passed away, but like David Spade, let's say. But he'll ask like their childhood, with their spiritual beliefs. But he's really cool about talking to them and getting really. And You Made It Weird. The concept is, like whenever everyone sits around, smokes weed, and then they get so philosophical, like, dude, you made it weird. Yeah. It's the concept as far as that, but Pete Holmes is a really cool, like honestly, very similar to my belief, personality, stuff like that. But you'll end up watching people you would think are really cool, you don't like, and really kind of warm up to them type thing, or get to kind of know them, and because you're so used to seeing that. But he'll also have like a really cool interview, like he had like Stephen Colbert's like famous priest, his priest on there and stuff. But then we'll have like Sarah Silverman on there. Rob Zombie is a really cool one. You know who Rob Zombie is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like he's huge vegan, huge in organic farming. It was so cool to listen to him. Like if you didn't know Rob Zombie, you saw him on paper, you would think he's an 80-year-old, gardener type thing as far as that. So he actually never is into drugs and stuff. Him and Cheryl, like, as far as that. But it's really, and even Pete was like, I didn't know it was like Rob Zombie. And he's like the sweetest guy in the world. So, but he's huge into animal welfare and stuff like that, and he's really huge into eating healthy. He's really huge into organic gardening. I mean, it's funny because it's Rob Zombie as far as that.
Right.
So yeah,
it's totally different.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of like Alice Cooper. You know Alice Cooper?
Mm-hmm.
Like Alice Cooper. I mean,
That's so weird that you said Alice Cooper, because there's a guy that I went to high school with, and like sometimes when I look at you, like you look like he did kind of then. Like I don't know how to describe. You ever see somebody that looks like somebody? But Alice Cooper was someone like in his family somewhere down the line.
Okay, I was trying to see the connection of Alice
That's
Cooper.
where the connection
I was
was.
like, I don't think I look like Alice Cooper.
You don't look like Alice Cooper at
That's
all.
what I was like. Nothing is Alice Cooper.
I don't know if it was even his own family, but like I met him, or my dad met him at some point. Maybe his dad's like friend knew him. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was thinking of that the other day when we were in a meeting. I was like, man, he looks like John from when I went to high school with. And then all of a sudden you said Alice Cooper. And I'm like, no way. It's like the connection thing of the universe.
Yeah. See, and I like Alice. I still like Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is really cool. Did you see that post I put on
Didn't he
him?
bite the head off an animal or something? Is that who?
No, that's Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, right. Okay. I get him.
That was an accidental thing. It was supposed to be a rubber bat, and there's a real bat on there, dead bat.
I didn't know
like
that.
He had to go get rabies shots and everything, but he did it. But it was not his. But that was during the satanic panic phase. Everyone was freaked out, and they were everything was blown out of proportion type stuff. So
yeah, I figured there was more to it.
Oh, Alice Cooper lives in Phoenix. Did you see that post, Diana, I put up? It was of Alice Cooper at his restaurant. He's feeding needy people and stuff. Because the post was, I took off with somebody else. It was talking about this one preacher, which you know him, was just like big, like, millionaire type thing, conned a bunch of people. And the whole thing was blah, blah, this rich, ministry millionaire. And then there's Alice Cooper, who everyone thinks, is this satanic type thing, doing all this good stuff. So, but I was saying Alice Cooper, his father's a minister. Even as Alice Cooper, he taught Sunday school class. As far as that, like to him, it's just entertainment. Same thing with Rob Zombie. Like sort of like me, I like horror movies, but that's entertainment. Like I don't like real news, real harm, but I like comic book stuff like that. So, but he's like, that's not my personality. He's like, I'm not into violence. I just like it's fun type stuff. I'm into action movies, But then you get people like Marilyn Manson. He's just a horrible human being that abuse people and stuff like that. So, but
right.
But like people like Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are cool because they're decent people, and they were just into like scary stuff. So
that's true.
It closed. That's a bummer, Diana.
What happened?
The bat. That's what. Oh, they threw it on stage, and he thought it was fake. We were talking about bit the hat off, but that wasn't Alice Cooper. That was Ozzy Osbourne, I thought. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Oh, he saw it was Ozzy Osbourne, but when he did bite it off, he thought it was a
fake right?
Bat, okay. And being a real bat.
I never really knew much about him. I'm glad I know that now, because that's the first thing anybody ever remembers. And now to know it was fake, that shows you how rumors can get started.
Well, I don't know
not
if
that it was fake, but that he thought it was fake.
But I don't know if that was Alice Cooper or Ozzy Osbourne, though. I was. I'll Google
I don't know.
Who?
I did look up.
I mean, I'm sure Diana's gonna put it up there as I look it up.
Oh, they closed what? At first, I thought you were talking because I can't. It's so glary. I thought you were talking about the school was closed or something. Like
Alice
think,
Cooper's
they closed. I'm like her kid's school closed.
Alice Cooper's restaurant.
Oh, okay.
That's saying he was giving out. That picture showed he was giving out free food to I think homeless and stuff at his restaurant. So.
She said you're
right.
Yeah,
it's Ozzy. Okay, it was Ozzy. But someone threw. I knew it was he wasn't purposely, because he was like, he was never wanted to do that as far as that. I was never big into, I mean, Black Sabbath's okay. Ozzy was never, his
Would
voice
it have
never
been
really
different
hit
though if
my,
it was a chicken? Would he have done it? I'm just kidding.
no, no.
Was it
Well,
because
that's
people
why
want to
I
eat
won't,
bats or he didn't want to eat a raw animal, right?
that's why I won't watch John Water movies. You know who John Waters is?
Mm-mm.
Um, you know who Divine is? She was a drag queen from the 80s in a lot of movies and stuff.
I'm like sometimes I'll know things if I see them, but I
This
don't know
might
the
be
name.
getting into like kind of the subgenre of movies and stuff. I never know like what, you know, it's kind of like music and stuff. Me and my friends geek out and stuff, so I don't know. But I'm sure if you saw John Waters, you know him. He's a director, but he's very provocative type stuff. So it was Ozzy Osbourne that bit the bat head off. He thought it was fake. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew it was a misunderstanding type thing. But when it first happened, everyone made it sound like, because the satanic panic, all the church people are trying to be like, oh, and they're banging off, you know, live animal. And that's where everyone's talking about killing animals on stage and stuff, which a lot of that was just made up. So
I just want to know who threw the bat on the stage.
I mean, it was you know, someone in the crowd. I mean, that was 80s type things.
Do you
So
think he really thought it was fake, or do you think he said that so that he didn't like upset people?
oh no, he was grossed out. But my understanding is he freaked out. But as far as that goes, so yeah. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne himself isn't. I mean, he was a big drug addict, alcoholic, but you know, none of them are like really into the satanic stuff. It was just fun and games and stuff like that. So no, I totally. Carl doesn't like any celebrities. Well, that's a pretty blunt statement. So I mean, celebrities are people. You got great people, horrible people.
I don't
You know,
like the celebrities that sometimes like I feel like if you're gonna come out speaking back on veganism and talk for it, like I don't like when people use that like that switch up thing to promote themselves or something like that, whether it be for
well,
for vegan or not, or I'm no longer such as such as
well,
no longer.
no, nobody likes that. But we weren't talking about that. I'm just talking about celebrities. Like, so
Well, there
that.
must be other things he doesn't like about celebrities, but that's what I don't like about
No,
celebrities.
but I'm saying you're talking about Peter Dinklage. He's the one that did that lately. Came out not being vegan. So everyone. So that's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of celebrity hate, but I'm like, well, there's Keanu Reeves, there's George Clooney, who are great guys, and then there's I'm not saying Peter Dinklage is a bad guy because he quit being vegan. So I'm saying
But
there's
I don't think he necessarily. Even I watched an interview later on where did you see Mick the Vegan or Mike the Vegan or something?
Oh, I have it saved. I haven't watched that one
He just
yet.
was on a movie set and he claims that apparently in like Croatia or wherever he was, he couldn't find proper vegan options and they were feeding him
It was during Game of Thrones, apparently.
chicken or something. But he's not like. I guess it took it out of proportion, maybe. But I mean, obviously, if he ate chicken, he's not vegan. But like, I think they use that phrase to draw people in. Like, I'm no longer vegan, or almost died from being vegan. You know, like I think it gives veganism like people think that puts people in and out of it. Like, oh, it doesn't work, or it's a diet. You know, I think they should. But we can't say how people promote stuff. But obviously, the
Well, but that
direction
you're
of
also,
the
you know,
wants to go in.
saying everybody. I mean, then you got Moby, who's been vegan forever and still hardcore vegan. So that's why I'm like, depends on the celebrity. So yeah. But here's the thing: did Peter Dinklage really promote? I didn't know he was vegan until all this came out. Like everyone's like, I can't believe he's not vegan anymore. I'm like, oh, I never had any clue. Like, you know, because I really don't look at celebrities for. See, when I say I like celebrities, I don't really look at them for like vegan. You know, as far as that, because I am excited when a cool celebrity like.
What happened there?
I hit my power button and it went off type. Yeah.
I thought I lost sound and then all of a sudden everything was gone.
No, this computer, I like tapped it and I like blocked myself out type thing. So yeah, I've been hearing that whole Peter Dinklage thing as far as that. But I've even people are like, that's the problem with celebrities. I'm like, well, celebrities is like just general type thing. I mean, you got celebrities that murder people. You got celebrities that give all their money away. Like as far as, you know,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm never like, yeah, like to me, celebrities just different people as far as that goes. So I can't say I like celebrities, hate celebrities because that's such a vague thing, you know.
Well, I've
I
heard
mean, I don't like all
say
vegans.
that they
There's a
don't
lot
like.
of vegans I don't like, you know, but I wouldn't say that, you know. I don't like all gay people, you know, but it has nothing to do with that. Like, yeah.
Right, I heard that,
What's
and the
leftist
final like
vegan? I
one,
did not know that.
like they all over time became vegan. I think I just saw an article where the last person that wasn't vegan became vegan. I saw that too, Diana. That's pretty wild. I think that's the same group. But I think some people, I think maybe what he was meaning is some people like idolize celebrities so that they follow them. But what you're saying is you just like them for their entertainment value or their, there could be
Well,
good
I'm saying
people,
it
bad
depends on the person to person. I mean, I don't idolize anybody. Like I said, for example, like, you
people
know, like
idolize me. Go ahead and just
oh
say.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like Brendan Fraser, I love him to death as far as
Mhm.
that goes because he came out talking about, you know, his like, you know, different things like that. Or you got like Tyler Perry, who's like making a big movement about, you know, coming out men that were molested and stuff like that. I think there's some celebrities are great people, some celebrities are garbage people. Like to me though, celebrity is such a big word. So now the vegan thing, that's what I'm saying. We weren't talking about the vegan thing. Like, yeah, I hate it when you want to talk about celebrities that are vegan then quit being vegan. Yeah, I absolutely hate that. So,
I hate when other like
well,
it's
anybody, yeah, I
more
actually
like
hate it
when
more
it's used
when
as a publicity
influencers
stunt.
do
I
it.
guess
I
is what
think
I'm saying.
bothers me more when they actually get famous as influencers as far as that. So, like, I kind of feel like the Peter Dinklage thing, like, I don't think he would have cared. I think he kind of got like, as far, I mean, was he a big advocate for veganism? I mean, there's one thing
Yeah.
to be.
And I
Oh, I
don't
didn't.
think he's not a big advocate for veganism, is what the gist of the video I watched was. It was just like someone took one thing out of like blew it way out of proportion, whereas, maybe people all along go in and out or maybe eat something, they shouldn't. Like
Yeah.
I've never done it, but people have gone in and out of veganism. But my problem is going on like making it a publicity thing, like because you don't
Oh
got
yeah.
enough followers as a vegan, you say, well, I'm no longer vegan so that you can get more followers.
But
That's what
my
annoys me about it.
my thing with him though, did he do it because so many people were bothering him that he finally wanted to come out and say it, or did
No,
he
that's
come
what I
out
was
and
trying to
say
say.
it?
He was claiming he did it because there was on the set, like where he was, they were in an
No,
isolated.
no, no. I know why he's saying he didn't do vegan, but did he bring the whole reason he did the interview? Did someone at some point say, "Oh, they know he's not vegan," but he wasn't talking about it, so he finally like, "Well, everyone's talking about me not being vegan, so I might as well do the interview." Because sometimes people will do the interview. Like I said, I didn't know he was vegan to begin with, as far as that. So, like to me, is a bigger deal. Like an influencer, like if your whole thing is that you're vegan, like you know, as far as that, and that's how you get, and all of a sudden you're like, "I'm not vegan anymore." To me, that's a much bigger deal as far as that. Like, for example, like Def Leppard, it's cool they're vegan, but if I like Def Leppard's music, I never listened to them because they were vegan, as far as that. So if they quit being vegan, it would suck, but it's not like I got into them because they were vegan. Like that wasn't their thing as far as
Right.
that. It was just kind of a catch on, like Rob Zombie. I think it's cool he's vegan, but no one knows he's vegan. That's not his thing. His thing is he makes movies, and rock
Yeah, there's
music,
probably a
horror
lot of
movies that
celebrities that
happens to be
fans.
vegan. And you talk to him, he's passionate about it, but that's not his forefront type thing. So if he quit being vegan, it'd really suck. But on the other hand, like to me, people don't make that connection. Like he didn't make money off us claiming he was vegan. So
Yeah, and the
it's sort of
other
like,
thing is there's probably a lot of people, like just like it's same with like religion, politics, even what people choose to eat, because it's such a passionate subject that there's probably a lot of celebrities that are vegan that we don't even know because they don't want to like
yeah.
isolate, or the other way, around. If they did, they would probably hide it if they weren't.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking about the Peter Dinklage thing. Like, was he really trying to advertise it, or was it he got hounded so much about it? He's finally like, fine, I'll talk about it type thing. Like that. Like I said, I don't know. The only thing I know about Peter Dinklage is I just like him as an actor. Like the Station Agent's really good. I never got into Game of Thrones, but I said the whole vegan aspect of it, like totally like as far as that goes. Like if Moby came out and said I'm not vegan anymore, I'd be like, holy crap, because Moby, I mean, I'm sure you
But
know
I think
Moby
it
is, right?
wouldn't influence probably you or me whether somebody was vegan or not. But like I think for a lot of people it does, and you know, kind of like that's what I think is frustrating about it. When you're somebody that's trying to promote the vegan message, they might take that and run with it for sure. But yeah, I don't care one way or another how the celebrity eats. I always do find it cool though when I find out somebody I already kind of like from their movies is vegan. And it also helps put it in a positive light for like people. Some people do.
Yeah, Diana. Yeah.
Yeah, Diana
Yeah.
said she's going to listen to Def
Yeah.
Leppard, and Carl was saying, yeah, he only follows. That's what he meant. He didn't mean that like I don't think he meant it in a negative.
Okay, that's why I was saying. Okay, yeah, Carl, I totally agree with you. That's why I was like, "What? You just say every celebrity, celebrity?" I was like, "Well, that's kind of a big, broad state." That's what I meant. That's a big, broad statement. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, does that mean like if like JJ got famous, was in movies, you just automatically hate her because she's famous? Like, you know? But yeah, no. Now you're saying,
Carl
yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah.
He knew me
I
before my
guess we were
fame.
talking about veganism, so I didn't connect it. I was just talking about, you know. I mean, I guess I didn't mention Rob Zombie as a vegan, but like Alice Cooper, I don't think he's vegan. I was just talking about it's cool that, you know, and kind of like Def Leppard, but it is cool to find out. Like I do get excited when popular people do that, but like I said, I don't base my veganism on them type things.
Yeah, I don't think
it is
would,
good, especially in the. That's why vegan is becoming very big in like the African American cult as far as that, because that's very big. Like as far as that goes. Like what's his name from Black Eyed Peas? I can't remember, but he has a whole vegan clothing line and everything as far as that goes. And there are some like Moby. I do connect with veganism, and I think veganism. I think you know, I don't know. You know who Moby is, right?
Yeah, I learned that he was. I did like a while ago, like probably back like 5 or 6 years. No, 5 years ago. There was a I don't know if you ever watched. I think it was Live Kindly. It wasn't it might have been a YouTube or even a website, but they had a little like article about the top. There's 20 celebrities that are vegan or something. Probably half of them have gone.
Yeah, but Moby was the one that Moby's probably one of the main reasons that people know the word vegan. Like Moby back in when I worked at Karen's back in the 90s was one of the first celebrities to like make it passionate, have a vegan type thing. Like people think Moby. I mean, when his music came out, he was like, his music was about being vegan in music. Like vegan and Moby are like hand in hand type thing as far as that. It's not like, you know, like even before he's big, he was an animal advocate. Like as far as that, like honestly, Moby's like vegan first, artist second type thing, you know, where Def Leppard was artist first, then happened to become vegan. Like it's a whole, you know, like yeah. I mean, Moby's very passionate about it. So.
Right. And then like that's true, Diana. Like for example, people could take that out of context if they saw somebody that you know was a celebrity that's vegan and then they saw them riding in their car, which they might have bought before they were vegan. They could see that and then be like, such and such is no longer vegan because they take it out of context. You know, like you're right. That
now Moby, he's the real like McCoy type thing. Like he's like no leather, no nothing. Like I mean he's as it gets. So.
Because when I first went vegan, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah.
Well, me too. I went vegan just because I thought it was cool to eat raw food, and I didn't know what the heck it even meant or was. I just thought it was the way you ate. Like I just said I was raw vegan because that's what they, you know.
And I get on about people using the word vegan. Like I don't really mind when people say I eat a vegan diet because that's what it is a vegan diet. To me, when you say I am vegan, vegan itself is a philosophy. So when you say I am vegan, it's like you don't wear leather and stuff. You know, to me, it's kind of like, okay, I like gospel music, but I don't believe in all the philosophy. I use that. Well, then you just say I like Christian gospel music. But if you say I am Christian, that means I'm all about the whole philosophy type thing. Even if you can't do it, I'm not all about perfect vegans and stuff like that. So, you know, but yeah, and that is a problem. A lot of celebrities will do that. They eat vegan as far as that goes, and then they're doing all the other stuff as far as, and that's where I'm saying, like, what's his name from Black Eyed Peas? Like, he's the real deal. Like, I mean, he has a whole clothing lining that's all vegan. Like, he's very big about the fashion industry, getting rid of leather. He's about eating stuff. Moby's the same way. Like, he was big about opening a vegan restaurant, promoting animal, like his covers had a lot of animal rights on it. Like, that was, you know, in his personality.
And I think also it's about what you know or what you can, like, how far you investigate it. Like, I don't know for a fact that every single little ounce. I think we just do the best we can. I know that I eat only vegan food, and maybe like I was saying before, the bottle of, water or something might,
Vegan to me is just the intentions.
the intention. Yeah.
I even say if you mess up, even if you in weakness eat meat, but you don't. Yeah, well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying in general type thing. Like
I know what you mean, though. Like
yeah, but I'm saying
meat, but it has happened.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I've screwed up. Even when I was vegan, I'll eat like that. But there's a difference saying I'm not going to eat meat, but then you break into. It's kind of like being an alcoholic. Just because you fall off the wagon, but then you're like, oh, I regret this. I want to go back on. Compared to having the attitude of I'm vegan, but I allow myself to have meat every so often. If you're saying if you're consciously having meat every so often, but everyone's human. Sometimes you're going to wear leather. Sometimes, you go home to your family, you're stressed out. I'm just going to eat a burger today type thing. I'm not saying that's good, but I don't think we should be the vegan police as far as that. Like, to me, if your heart is, my intention is to, have leather seats and stuff. Your goal is within your ability, psychologically and physically, to do your best to avoid hurting animals within your, as far as that. And sometimes, people mess up, or some people, like, they go home, they're stressed out, I'm not putting Diana on that spot, but maybe I know nothing about her life. Let's not say Diana. Someone that grew up in, barbecue country, they go to like that and they go back home, and from weakness, because you have that Pavlov dog effect, you have all that, things are stressed out, and mama's like that, and all of a sudden you eat ribs, but you're like, shit, I feel crappy about it. I wouldn't say you're not vegan. I was just saying you slipped up.
I think it depends to what level of, like, where you are in your journey too, because earlier on, I feel like that would have had more of a chance of some people's of happening when they might have just not really fully been involved in veganism or understood it, or like they might have thought of it like as I'm just doing this as a diet, but they might have been doing it for health reasons but not animals till later on. So sometimes and I think also now there's so many good products out there that, like, technically you could get something that tasted like a vegan burger, but
we're talking about perfect situations, but that's why it's given an example.
But I understand, like, what you're saying, because that can happen,
like that's what I'm saying. That can
even and
even if you've been vegan for 10 years, I think I still would say if you slip up, I wouldn't. But the key word is slip up, not give yourself permission. There's a difference, I think, is to me the key as far as. But I don't know, like that. I think we should forgive people. I'm not all about, like, I'm weird. Like, I'm very big about how we define it, but also I'm also forgiving about it type thing as far as that goes.
Right.
Where I put up that one post.
You don't want to discourage somebody from ever being vegan if they mess up. That's ridiculous,
Well, to me, it's like recovering from alcoholic. You might be sober for 10 years and you slip up and you drink alcohol one night. Doesn't mean you're not, a bad person and stuff.
Or your intention is that way.
This back type thing. You just get back on the wagon as far as that goes. You broke it, you gave into your, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, like for me, even though I stopped drinking, it would probably be easier for me to go ahead and take a drink than to eat an animal at this stage in my veganism. But, and maybe if I haven't drank for 30 years, though, it would be different, and I'd be able to be stronger to not give into it. You know what I mean? I guess that's where
I get it. And you're right. But I'm saying I still wouldn't say that's totally impossible type thing, I mean, for example, if you grew up around a lot of meat and stuff and you've been in another country for 20 years, you go back home to your mother's funeral, you're mentally all unstable and stuff like that. You're on your home farm, you're not near the grocery store. I'm just saying worst case scenarios, you're drinking, you're drunk, you're moody, like, screw it, I'm going to, you fall into that type thing.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be like, oh, you're not vegan and be on them type thing. I'm like, it happened type thing. Compared to, I hate it when people call themselves vegans, but they call themselves cheating vegans type things. So, like, as far as that goes, that's where I get ticked off. Or like when I put that post up, there's like a few different shows I was watching and a whole food plant-based saying, well, technically, on the holidays, it's not a big deal if you have this type, have meat, just as far as that. Or when you go home, anytime I go home, I go ahead and have a hamburger type thing. Like when you're saying, oh, you're cool with it. No, you're not vegan at that time. Like to me, it's intention is the important thing, I think. So.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Like it, I guess that's what makes it difficult to define which way, you know, you could be looking at it, but it would have to do with the specific situation, to your point, and where they're coming from and where they are and where they've been, you know what I mean? So like you said, if it's a regular issue, then like you're not either way, whether you're looking at it as vegan or not, even if you're saying, well, I'm not going out today, but then you go out every single day, it would be different than if you went out one day of the week even, but that would still be a regular thing. So I see what you're basically talking about.
It's all intentions. Yeah. Now Diana says sometimes you might eat a product that's not vegan. Not no. If you eat it, you don't realize that don't count at all. I don't count that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But it can discourage somebody if you didn't, like if you ordered something out and you accidentally ate it and then you found out like, oh, that did have egg in the noodles or something, like you couldn't know that if they said it was vegans, but then like you can't discourage yourself and say, oh, I'm not vegan. That's a different story.
No, I think vegan is a frame of mind more than anything as far as that goes. Yeah.
Right, Carrie. I think that's exactly right. Like if you knowingly just go ahead and do it, then you can't really at that moment say that you are practicing veganism. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, but like I said, when people are drunk and stuff like that, and going through hard times, like as far as that, yeah, like I said, I'm not saying you should be able to cheat and stuff like so. I'm just not about also being the vegan police type thing. So as far as that, I guess my attitude is if you mess up, we should be friendly because vegans are too hard on people. And accepting of people coming back as far as that. But the difference is you shouldn't be
gloating. Yeah, the goal is to get as many people as possible not consuming animal products so that we can kind of shift the perspective of the, of the world and the industry.
Mine is when people quit being vegan and they make excuses for it. Because I feel kind of like a jerk for throwing this person under the bus, but Diana will know, I don't know if she's familiar with this, but the bundle, there's Rachel Detroit. Like she had all types of stuff, vegan this, vegan that, and she's not. Now she's eating meat on occasion, as far as that goes.
She was more focused, I feel like, though, on her. She probably shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't have. Actually, I kind of got done watching her. She straight up said, "I'm not vegan for the animals at all." Like she said, it's all about health, and I'm like, "Well, you're not vegan.
Right?
I mean, you're whole food plant based." That to me is the difference, which is fine.
And by mistake, you're not eating animals in that sense, so it's good, but it's not.
No, it's still good. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong about it. Yeah, but to me, yeah. But to me, if you call yourself whole food plant based and you occasionally eat meat, I mean, I don't think it's great, but to me, that's not as big of a deal as saying I am a vegan and then occasionally eat meat. So. Yeah, see that the cheat day stuff I'm saying no to. Like, yeah. When I'm saying give in, I'm not saying give in to your cravings. I'm saying give in like I guess I've been in depression, I've been in anxiety. I know what it's like to be at the bottom of the barrel. And sometimes you just want to hurt yourself. So sometimes someone might be vegan, at that point, as far as that, or as far, so that's why I'm saying if you eat meat, as far as that. But once again, I'm not talking about cheat days. I'm not saying enjoyment. I'm not saying, I allow myself, like when I'm on vacation, I'm going to eat meat, like that type of crap. No, I'm not talking about any of that. So.
Right. Yeah, I think we're all on the same wavelength that there for sure. I think you might have a slip but still be vegan. I'm vegan and had a slip. I hate labels sometimes. Yeah. And I think also your point is don't also label yourself and come out in the public as I'm all that's vegan and then next week I'm eating meat, right? Like I think you're right. If you have a slip up, you can
that's the key word is slip. Yes, slip. MQ, that's exactly what I'm saying. If you have a slip is different than an intentions. To me, it's all about intentions. A slip is you gave into your, whatever type thing as far as that goes and what situation, as far as that. So yeah, the key word to me is I don't think there should be labels to be a slip, but I do think there should be labels as in if you're saying I have cheat days, like you're purposely doing cheat days. No, you're not a vegan. Like you can't have a cheat day and be a vegan. You
But
got
that's where we get all like this is one of the first conversations you and me had, I remember, or like a pretty in-depth conversation that and it was like you were saying like like people look at vegan as only the diet, which confuses the layers of are my whole food plant-based or am I vegan? And then people think like I forget like what happened, but like we both know people who have said like they're not vegan because they had something that was unhealthy. And it's like, you know.
Yeah, that's where, that is vegan and health. I mean, vegan I do want to be a part of health and whole. And I think a lot of people think I'm promoting processed food and stuff. No, whole food plant-based is your healthiest thing. But as far as the philosophy is, it's just about compassion as far as that goes.
Yeah.
So as far as that, you can eat crappy food. Like, because to me, being vegan is better for the planet. It's kind of like you don't have to be skinny to recycle. And you don't have to be skinny and healthy to care about animals and the environment. Like they don't have to go hand in hand, as far as that goes. So
Right. That's a good point. I think that's what I loved about, like, that's why I put the whole entire thing called vegan knowledge, because in the beginning I found especially once I was confused about what it was, like literally until I was 40, I didn't know the difference between vegetarian and vegan or even what it was, like until I really delved into this. And I'm like, wow, there's so much misunderstanding and like different ways, like the diets involved in veganism have really no bearing on the actual whole concept. And I think that gets distorted sometimes for sure. And that's what you brought up. And I thought, wow, that's a good topic to talk about. And also I think that we have to also be very careful with coming at people in a certain way too, because we want it to be welcoming. So, we want to bring it in a positive light. And I think that, like we can get too caught up in sometimes like in the whole, like, and people get confused in the details, but it's really simple. If you have compassion for it, it's about like, your other channel promotes, it's like compassion is like compassion for animals. So like you wouldn't
hang on.
with yourself.
My show is not just compassion for animals. My show is about compassion for everybody. Like my
Well,
show's
when
not
we're talking about veganism, it's true.
Oh yeah, but my show is not a vegan show. I just want to really specify that.
Well, I said compassion. You're always trying to tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm sorry that. But I thought you're saying my show is about compassion for animals.
I'm agreeing with the guy, and he's telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I just don't want my whole show to have, like, when I have one of my friends that's a minister that's helping, homeless people that doesn't happen to be vegan. I don't want people popping on there being like, oh, I thought Ryan said every person he has on the show is vegan type thing. So, so it's about all compassion, but absolutely veganism is a part of it. So,
well, I think
go ahead. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
About not like denying people if they have a slip up, that would be compassion for people.
Yeah.
And having compassion for animals would mean that you wouldn't have as many slip ups because you would be thinking of the animals, though. You know what I mean? So I feel like people that go vegan as a diet is very important, because some people have done it, like Diana and others, to reverse health conditions. I also had a lot of great health changes just from vegan. No matter what diet I've done, whole food, plant-based, junk food, or anything, I still feel a lot better. So like, but also like, I feel like the more I've delved into it, it became less about me and more about the compassionate part of it, So I think that helps too, that it keeps people as far as not cheating like it's a diet in a way.
Let's hop in the comments. There's like a bunch of stuff that we
Carrie said, once you're slipping up every Friday night with Netflix and ice cream, it's time to rethink, in my opinion. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
That's when you every night, but also go back. Carrie said in the beginning, distant past, she ate a meat burger while drunk and cried over it even while I ate it. That's where I'm talking more of a slip up. To me, you're still a vegan at that point. I'm not saying you have to cry. Right. That to me is a slip up. You eat meat every night, having Netflix isn't a slip up. That's where it becomes a cheat day type thing. When I'm talking about a slip up, so yeah. I also like. Diane talked about. Yeah. Well, okay, we'll go to that one. Wherever you want to be at.
I can't see that. Well, are you able to click on them or no?
I don't know. I didn't try. I didn't think so.
Try to hover your mouse over one of the comments and see what happens. It might not work. Do you
Yeah,
have a
nothing
go
happens.
button?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, nothing happens.
Let me
So
try to get to the top. Hold on. I just got to get right up on the screen. Hold on. Sorry if you guys can.
well, can
Got
you?
my
There's a
notes.
way you could give me permission as far as that goes. So, but with Diana, yeah. See, I was gonna do the whole call myself plant based thing, but then I'm kind of like, I need to take the word vegan back because it does have a negative thing. But I'm also about being a positive vegan too. And my other problem is when I call myself plant based, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I know other plant based people, and they eat food on occasion." And I got to the point, it's like, I don't want people to think it's about health, which is cool. Do what you want, call yourself plant-based as far as that. I know it's a lot easier. For me, I'm all about now about being what's the word? Good representative for vegans. Like I don't want to be my big important thing is I don't want to be the negative vegan there. I want to be the hey, that guy was vegan, he's really cool and really accepting. He didn't give me crap because I was eating meat while he ate his Beyond Burger. And maybe I'll give that Beyond Burger a try instead of, oh yeah, all he did was eat his, or healthy burger, whatever it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
to do that. So I
yeah,
think I'm caught up now. I'll go in order. So Marakita said, I think you might have a slip, but still be vegan. I'm vegan, but had a slip. I hate labels. Oh, yeah, I read that one.
yeah.
Thank you, Marakita. That makes a lot of sense. A slip falls under accidental, not willingly, in my opinion.
Yep.
In the distant past, I ate a meat burger while drunk and cried over it while I ate it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Accidental compared to intentional, as far as that. And I'm saying that accidental could be a mental thing. Like I said, your kid or I don't, God, why do I want to see my kid die? I think because of the shooting, but sometimes you can get down on the dumb type thing. I mean, people make suicide and stuff. That's where I'm not that type as far as that, not that I'm at a wedding and like, screw it, I'm going to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, I see what
That's a whole different thing. But people, they're going through different journeys, different mental things, different processes as far as that.
Absolutely. We have no idea what other people are going through. You're
Yeah,
right. I've
yeah.
been mentally there. Like, I understand. Like, it's just sometimes you don't even know, like, some mental things that'll manifest over time that might pop up. I call myself plant-based in Kathy's group because I think it's more acceptable to non-vegan people that still eat meat to transition. Yeah, vegan has
Yeah,
definitely like a connotation for sure. Like, I understand.
that's where I kind of want to take it back type thing. Like there's a lot of issues. Like, I mean, on my channel, you're going to see it. Like, I'm also about, once you see my interview and stuff, me talk about like, when I was in the raw food, about social justice and stuff like that. So
Marakita said, I think she meant, I think it's okay to say I'm vegan, but I screwed up last week and ate meat. It's hard sometimes. I think you open up the conversation.
100% MQ, 100%. And that's what I would really like to do. I like to, and same thing with whole food, plant-based diets and stuff. I want people to be more honest about stuff. Like, we're not perfect. And there's this whole perfect thing. I think we need to be honest about the slip up. And the slip up is an accidental slip up. And also, you're not bragging about it. As far as that, there's a difference between admitting. I keep comparing it. It's like AA, but it is important, like in AA, that if you mess up and you drink, that you can talk about the slip up. Because if you don't, you'll get into that bad thing and keep doing. That's where it becomes
hiding it.
You're hiding it, and it becomes mentally. And as far as that, and not being compassionate to yourself at that time, as far as that goes. So that's kind of like with here. The reason you hear me talk about junk food and stuff like that, like I think one of my book clubs, as someone talk about like, oh, I don't want to mention I ate Oreo cookies. So I'm like, I don't want people to be worried about that. Like, I want to be honest. Like, yeah, we eat whole food, plant-based, but we also, have. That's what I like about your group. Like, you're raw, you're whole food, plant-based, but you also post, I had Gardein burger today type thing. As far as that, you know what, and you shouldn't have to feel bad about it. Like, you shouldn't feel horrible, as far as that. So, and there are groups that people, they're the whole food plant-based police. There's the vegan police and stuff like that. And it's like, no, we're all on our journey. We need to be compassionate towards each other as long as we're all going in the same direction. I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're exactly what you're saying is so true. Everybody's on a journey. Marakita said, I think we need to talk about our slips. I think I started reading these ahead earlier. Yeah, and then we talked about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Also, Carrie, I agree with you. Like a slip is something you're not doing in consistency, like too. Like
And you
hopefully,
feel bad about it and you feel conflicted about it type thing. Like,
yeah, all the as it is
yes.
compassion for all. Like I think if we would take veganism and be compassionate to everyone, but we were talking about this, touched on it a little bit. I think a lot of times people get tainted when you become vegan and you see what goes on and people aren't making that connection. All of a sudden they just really start to push away humans because they're
Yeah.
like, okay, these guys aren't getting it. They're coming at me. Maybe they're making fun of me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it's definitely like a journey to get back to
Well,
compassion.
and that's kind of why I jumped on you. He said, "Oh, Ryan's saying about compassion," which you weren't saying that. But my thing is, like MQ said, it's my thing is supposed to be compassion for all. Like I want to talk about, as far as that being, as far as that goes. But obviously, compassion for animals, the compassion. I mean, I'm all about compassions for like bugs, like every aspect of it as far as that goes. So
Hmm. And a lot of
yes,
stuff.
MQ, yeah, MQ. And I screw up too.
I think food addiction or like nostalgic food can,
Mhm.
if you're trying to like, especially if you're trying to eat healthy and you find even vegan food that, like you said, that tastes like it, or you might be early or in a different part of your journey and maybe you, like you said, maybe family and things, which I know has,
I mean,
you know,
my hard one's McDonald's. You know, as far as that's the one I would crave, just because as a kid you grew up with McDonald's
hmm
and everything. As far as that goes, no, but I will say the slip up being healthy compared to slip up being vegan to me is still a different thing. Like I think people beat themselves up way too much about slipping up when they're healthy and eat junk food. Because to me, when I slip up from being vegan, I'm like, well, I'm hurting an animal on the planet. If I slip up from eating healthy, well, it's still crappy, but that's just kind of on me type thing.
exactly. Yeah,
As
there's
far
two
as that,
different things there.
different things, and I think that's where I kind of get mad at the whole food plant based
But also,
community.
people want to like stay strict and eat healthy. I'm not telling them they have to slip up and eat junk food either. You know what I mean? Like, or that they're not
No,
doing it right either. I think we have to just let people do it how
yeah,
it works, unless they come to us for counseling and say, I want to lose weight or something. You know, like how can I do it, or I want to heal
yeah,
something. Then there's like specific ways. But I think everyone has to find their way that it works in their life with their family, their social setting. You know, maybe that works better for them to have those products. And sometimes you don't learn to make your own type of stuff for a while, and then you get into like the cooking part of it. Like I'm still
yeah,
getting there, right? Like my meals are pretty simple, but I mean that's not something that might not happen eventually, where Dawn might want to start cooking like a whole food plant based, and we get into like how do you make your own vegan burgers and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
Well, and that's the thing when you're definitely in counseling and you're like doing it for like that, it's kind of different. Like Dr. Esselstyn, like if you need to be on it, if you're doing, especially for your heart and stuff, like
mhm.
you need to be on those greens and stuff like that. If you're, I mean, I need to get that. That's what I kind of like about the food group with the Campbell Tea Institute with Dell and that. Like that group's really good about. We talk about our slip ups and stuff like junk food, not vegan slip ups, as far as that goes. Like, what
Mhm.
struggling with food addictions and stuff like that, as far as, and I think sometimes every whole food plant based person, you would think they're perfect all the time. And I think it causes a lot of stress for people. Especially how
Mhm.
these influencers are super skinny and stuff. And I did this and I dropped 100 pounds and all that. I'm like, most people, it's a journey getting healthy, it's ups and downs. I mean, I was in 2004 or five. I was a raw food as running 12 miles a day type thing. I
Mhm.
mean, then I hit 300 pounds, and as far as that goes, and it's and that's what makes people beautiful and interesting. Like, honestly, people that do things perfectly are uninteresting. The most interesting people are the ones that screw up and learn from their mistakes.
Well, I
I
think we
think,
all have, even if the person looks perfect, at some point, I guarantee there was something that created that motivation in them, possibly too, that nobody was perfect from
that.
little
I
up.
think a lot of people just
But
lie
some
about it.
people, maybe they
I'll
were,
be honest. I think a lot
maybe
of
they
people.
were overweight and they lost that weight and they make it very strict to like keep it off, and they always come back around to doing those things. So we also can't really make them not, like, you know what I mean? You also can't say that someone who is looking like that. They might work really hard on their body. So like it is what it is. They may have already had their mess up and made that their motivation.
No, I'm not just saying the body, but I'm saying the way they talk and stuff like that.
Mhm.
See, in the other group, we all talk about, a lot of us are overweight and have like that, like one of the people I chat with, like I used to teach how people lose weight. Now I'm the person that loses weight. And a lot of it's some mental stuff like that.
Mhm.
And a lot of the triggers
A lot of it is mental, right? Like me and Diana
No, I
talked
wouldn't say a lot of it. I would say almost all of it's mental as far as that goes. And that's the other thing. No one in the vegan or who food plant-based talks about what's the word I'm looking for? Like what is it when like you starve yourself? So there's just a generic word.
like
Eating
yeah,
disorders.
like
Eating
anorexia.
disorders. Yeah, but eating disorders in general. I think both veganism and whole food plant-based brings a lot of people with eating disorders into it, which it is a healthier way, but you can have an eating disorder on whole food plant-based and go so extreme. I mean, I honestly, I was on one extreme. I mean, I got way too skinny with the raw food diet. Like I got to the point it was becoming an eating disorder. I got so obsessed with everything.
Yeah.
As far as that. And even though, and that was the thing, and I was surrounded by so many people saying, but you're healthy, but I pushed the health, to the point I was getting underweight and stuff like that. And my personality changed as far as that. Now I'm overweight. I definitely need to find that balance type thing. So, but honestly, I prefer myself mentally stable, overweight than, unmentally stable, skinny. Not saying that's the way to go. It's fun.
But I think you're right. Like there's certain nutrients when we don't consume enough calories, I definitely think that's where that if we can find a way to do it in a healthy way, I think that is true because I think, there are a lot of getting in touch with our we have to look at how food affects our mind.
Excessive fasting, juice fasting, it became such and like in the raw culture it gets really like competitive, and then the fruitarian culture and in the whole food, that's why the whole food plant-based I think is a beautiful thing. And it gets, and what it is to me, it's these subgroups. Like people will take things like Dr. Bernard says and things like Dr. McGregor, and they'll take it even more extreme than what they're talking about. As far as that, like Dr. Greger is never like Bernard, and it's never like
is never as bad. I mean, is worse than the cult leader sometimes, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to call them cult leaders, but like that.
Well, like I'm saying, if you analogize it to that, there are people.
Yeah. Well, I just don't want to demonize the doctors themselves. Like I don't think, but it is cult. There is cult. I mean, I kind of feel like the Start Solution people is good, but they can be cultists. Dr. McGregor people can be cultists. I'm not saying McDougall himself was that way. I'm not saying, and you'll see people fight within these groups. Like, no, it's all about in the raw. Like, and you have the raw people fighting the starch people. Like raw, like you never eat food, and then the starch people are like, you should only eat potatoes all the time. Right? And then the fruitarians are like, you shouldn't be eating anything but fruit because fruit's sweet. Vegetables, and then you got some people saying you should eat that, and it's just like, holy God, shit!
I just came out with my new diet called the plant-based Reese Cup diet. If anybody wants to grab my book, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I could do that one for you,
right? Well, me too. I never actually had it though, but
is it Chuck from Physicians Committee? That Chuck from Physicians Committee? He's a host of it. Like he did the cookie diet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No, but it's like a real thing. It was like you eat one nutritious
cookie. I remember when it actually was coming out, like the cookie diet, and then it was like the same time, I don't know, all kinds of weird diets were coming out at that time too. Diana said she went on a cruise and was able to eat vegan the entire cruise because that's what I would order, and they're very accommodating. Yeah, you can definitely do it. Even like we went to a pizza spot where we were able to find vegan food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Food addiction, also, like any addiction, abstinence is the only key. If it's in your house, it's in your mouth. That is very true too. I agree with you.
Well, I will say no, because they're now finding that everyone has different levels of addictions and stuff like that. So I would say in general it's good. So, but I mean, I guess I do agree with it. But even food addiction, addiction in general, over the past 10 years. As far as that has changed, as far as that there's reduced harm and stuff like that. So once again, I've struggled with addiction a lot. So addiction is very big.
Addicted if I had one, for sure. That's true. I think it's easier mentally to get over the addiction. You're right. Too, you
Well,
know what I mean? To get away
depending,
from it.
like for me, I'm not saying I'm never drinking again, because if I do, as soon as I say I'll never have a drink again, all I'll think about is drinking. Like
Yeah.
as far as that, but for me saying, hey, if I could have a drink sometime, then I was like, I don't care, I can do it later. I don't care, I can do it later. Where that I can't be around AA people. I got friends that I call them dry drunks, that all they do is they don't drink, but all they do is talk about how they don't drink. And that actually triggers me more than being around somebody that drinks, type thing. As far as that, actually, my whole alcohol thing is a bigger thing. Like, I don't consider the alcohol the problem. The alcohol is covering my other issues like depression and anxiety and stuff like that. But I feel that way in whole food plant based. Sometimes certain groups, not like Kat. That's why I love Kathy's group. Like, you always hear me like, that's Kathy. I think Kathy's one of the greatest people, and
I
I
love
share
her. Yeah, she's
like
really
them. And I think they represent as real people. So, but there have been subgroups I've been in, as far as not really any probably big names, but all they do is talk about how other people are eating the sad diet, and they just talk about the foods they can't eat, and it triggers me. Like, it's so stressful that it's all they're doing is thinking about not having
yeah,
oil,
that's funny.
to
I
the
was
point I'm like, oh my gosh, you're way too obsessed about it. Like,
right. I was watching Eli one time. You know him probably from the raw food community. He does a channel called the Free Melon Society, but I'll have to share my interview with him with you. But he was doing this video one time. We were like binge watching him, and he was like talking about all these chocolate bars and stuff. And Dawn was like, dude, this is just making me want, like, he was doing it to contrast
yeah.
like the vegan diet, but to your point, it was triggering us to want a chocolate bar. Like, oh, like, we got to find that plant-based Hershey's now, right?
I had to do that. I had to in my 20s do an I have a 46. I live a lot of different lives, but I had to go to mandatory alcohol class, and the dude was an alcoholic, and he was just talking about, oh, you want to drink this cold blah blah beer, man. And I didn't even like beer, but he was better than any beer commercial. And him describing not liking it, or how, like, I know it's hard because on a hot day you want that cold Bud Light, blah blah, like that. I'm like, I'm a wine guy. I don't drink, but literally, you're making me want to go have a beer. Like, you're doing worse for me than it is. But it's like that. Yeah,
Right.
people will talk about it so much. I'm like, okay, it's in my brain. So,
So your brain starts, because I always tell people that also about like transitioning from vegan to whole food plant-based, or from whole food plant-based if their goal is to get raw, or whole, or just to stop eating junk food. Like, to you know, I talk about add things that you like before you start thinking about, because like, you're right, the first minute you say, we were even talking about this today in one of our meetings about goals with someone else I was talking about, and I'm like, don't set the goal for 30 days, set it for your next meal, and then do it for your next meal and your next meal. And that can add up, because that tends to work a lot better than all of a sudden just saying, I'm gonna, you know, be plant-based for.
that's why I would binge eat, which we get down into that. Like, as far as that, like, that's why Mary Minis, I don't think are good for me, because if I'm going to do Mary Mini, I will binge eat before that Mary's Mini. Because, like, as far as that goes, where it's better for me to have a little bit of freedom. Like this week, I need, after this week of the festival, not eating fresh stuff, I need to start getting that, gut bacteria getting up stuff. But I'm not like today, I'm going to be 100% like, as far as that goes, like, I'm going to ease into it, let my taste buds get into it, and, go that way. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Carrie was talking with Marakita, and Marakita said, I'm fully vegan now, just sharing stories since 95. And then she said, that's awesome. Carrie said, I think Carrie thought she might have still been struggling.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
I love it. The little love in the comments. Definitely up and down here.
Yeah.
I think when we were talking about, it's like, and I think what happens to me is through all the different, I guess, with health and stuff with me, it's like when you feel yourself elevating, I've been lucky and able to catch myself and go back to like healthy eating, even going up 10 pounds without letting myself go back to where I was. So, but it's not easy sometimes, like, and I think that goes back to Carrie's abstinence thing from it. Like, sometimes that's easier for me to abstain from anything, because letting even a little bit of junk food in makes me kind of start moving in that route. But I agree, you have to give yourself
as you scroll up, you're going to see different opinions on that. And my thing is personal. Like Chuck Carroll, like he is in like Chef AJ, you have to keep it out type thing. Me, keep it out of my house doesn't make a difference. I'll run down to the store if I want it type thing. My key, we'll get into it. My key thing is what I eat in the morning type thing. My big thing is I don't eat all day. This is being in restaurants, and then I get home is harder control type thing. Now, if I wake up and I eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, I got my fiber in it. It doesn't matter what's in my fridge. I'll make the healthy decision. If I didn't eat healthy all day, you know, and even if I only have healthy stuff in my house, as far as that, and the big thing, if I'm not fully nutritious stuff, I'll wake up at 12:30, 1 a.m. That's where my junk food comes in as far as that. So it's just so for me, it's more important of not what I'm not eating, is what I am eating as far as that, getting ahead of things. Like it's all about, for me, getting ahead of the curves, because then I can have a little bit of ice cream or not. Obviously, anytime I say vegan, I say ice cream, pizza, it's vegan. Like, I'm not saying ice cream, but that it doesn't have the grip on me then. Yeah. Why did you flip through that one? I wanted to discuss.
Well, that's where we were, right? After Diana Mariquita said Victoria Moran and I talked about her eating disorder. It was on, I think that was when you were talking about the eating disorders.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go back to that one you clicked off of. Okay, gotcha.
Which one was it? I didn't click off of any. This one? That's the only one right before it, other than when Mariquita and Carrie were talking.
Oh, for a second, you had the one that said, do you think addiction...
Oh, yeah, but that's after that. I just skipped down by mistake, so I'll go back.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying. Okay, cool. We're going to go to that. I just want to make sure we didn't skip that one.
No, we'll go back.
I thought you were like, I don't want to talk about that.
I didn't want Mariquita to think I missed, like, advertising.
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing... Okay, cool. My bad. That is my bad.
I can put them on the overlay if that way we can both see them. I don't know if it's hard for you to see the comments from your end, too.
No, I can see it. I'm just not paying it. I'm just not paying... No, I can see it. I'm just not paying attention, so...
No, you're good. Let's do it both ways, so that way we can. Victoria Moran and I, so check that out. I need to watch that one still.
Yeah. And maybe we could set up a show, purposely like plan ahead of time. If people are comfortable coming on and talking about, or if you want to do it on this show, I'd be happy to do it on once I get my show going. These are the type of discussions are good, you know. And I still do with the show want to talk about entertainment and maybe food stuff, because I want to have a serious discussion and fun discussion.
It always goes back to vegan, doesn't it? It's just because of my channel, but maybe on your channel.
We're not talking about vegan, we're talking about eating disorders. So
that's right. And Carrie said, "Oh, tell me more. This might be the one you wanted. Is there a difference between drug, alcohol, and food addiction, do you think?"
I think every addiction, I think addiction is a personal thing. Like as far as that goes, I mean, in my personal opinion, like I think people are addicted in different ways to different things as far as that. Like my alcohol compared to my drug, compared to my food, I think are three different. I don't know if I even say all of them are addictions and stuff like that, but I think it's a very depends on this is my opinion. What do you think? Do you think they're the same? I mean, he went to school for psychology, so.
I mean, I don't know if they're the same. I think addiction means that you don't have control over doing it, right? Is that what you would consider? I think I would really have to talk about that.
That's what I think it's a very great. I think, that's what I'm saying. I think addiction is a very personal and complex thing.
We can throw it around, but like a true addiction, like I could say, "Oh, I'm so addicted to Ben and Jerry's ice cream," but I could go like 10 years and not have it. But like if we're talking about drugs or alcohol and physical addiction, but I also
that's another question. There's this physical and mental addiction.
There's this thing like physically that we were talking about. Your gut biome actually changes, so technically you could have an addiction to food because the parasites are saying, "Give me this type of food."
Do we consider physical the only form of addiction? I consider mental addiction too, and that's where I was talking about the slip ups. You know. I think you can be mentally addicted to things. It's not just a physical addiction. But my opinion is I think people can be addicted to alcohol in different ways too. Like some people are physically addicted to it and mentally some of it, as far as, and I think I think a lot of addiction comes down to it's always covering something up. Like my alcohol, my problem was alcohol, but my alcohol was using in my food. And the reason I'm probably dealing with some of the food
It
stuff
can all
is,
go together. Yeah, definitely
yeah,
too.
no, but
Like
what I'm saying is real quick is my alcohol wasn't the addiction. The alcohol was numbing what I was trying to run away from, as far as that goes. Like it wasn't a question I couldn't quit. Like I never was trying to stop drinking. When I drink, as far as that goes. And when I eat, and there's also a difference between when I'm eating because I'm depressed and then when I'm eating as far as that goes. But I'm saying people can be addicted to alcohol in different ways. People be different in drugs in different ways and food. It's my opinion, but
I think if you're mindful, you can eat small portions. I know that's true with me at least.
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's different. That's why I just say, like with like Chuck and Chef AJ, they have to keep it out as far as that goes. Do
Right.
hardcore, and like you, and like you're in that category as far as that goes. So then other people can
I
do.
don't think like I can go through periods of time and then I could like eat junk food through the holiday and I can go back to eating. So I don't know if it's considered, I don't think that's maybe an addiction, or would it be an addiction if I like never went back on my healthy path and went back to eating only vegan junk food? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's.
I don't,
I think it
would
depends.
that be
That's
an
depends
addiction?
on
I think
you and what
it's real,
you're. Yeah,
you know,
I think that's what makes people
depends what your
interesting.
goals are. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well,
then,
not goals, just who you are in your life and like that. I mean, that's
well, if
people
your
are.
goal is to get healthy, then you would need that. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, it depends what your goal or what you consider
Yeah,
an addiction. Some people don't really care what they eat,
but
so I
now
guess
let's
they
talk.
don't care if
Okay,
they
let's
drink.
talk. We all talk about food addiction from a I'm overweight, I eat junk food. Let's talk about food addiction the other way, or you can be running addiction. What about people that eat super healthy, but they use that to ignore their, trauma and stuff? I think some people, like, let's say, are super healthy, whole food, plant based, but they're so obsessed with the whole food, plant based, or the healthy eating. But I think sometimes they're using it to ignore other mental issues type thing. Yeah, it is a healthy addiction, but there can be, or a healthier addiction type thing, but I think it can be used as far as that, like someone, where some people will use crappy food or unhealthy food to cover up their feelings. Some people will use just finding something to be obsessed about
Hmm.
to cover up their trauma, anxiety, depression, whatever in themselves are running away from. As far as that,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. And like
yeah, and
Harry,
I kind of feel like that happens a lot. Like,
definitely the same thing. I would have wine every night, but it wasn't, I never considered it a problem. But when I sat down and thought about it, I'm like, dude, I am dealing with my problems in a way, or not, maybe my stress or whatever the level of it was, that I'm having it every night. And it's not something that I really didn't want to have every night or thought was a problem. But then it kind of like sort of became a problem in my
yeah,
mind, because I'm like, I can't not, like I'm not unwinding in any different way. So that's when I stopped too. And I think, it wasn't the same as someone who might be drinking all day nonstop, but it was still hard to break that habit. So I think that in that respect, I was addiction, and be based on wanting to not maybe deal with certain things, like you said, you know what I mean, in my own mind, different things that I might have had worry. It was just a way to break free of that and not have to think about things. So you're right. But
yeah,
I don't know that it's like, I don't think to everybody addiction is the same either, like, or how you have to overcome it.
yeah, yeah,
I was more addicted to junk food than alcohol. Yeah.
yeah.
I eat broccoli for breakfast. If I don't have it, I get rage.
I also think drinking every night, it depends. Like when I was in my 20s, I drank like crazy, but I was a happy drunk. It was because I was 20s, I had nothing to do. When I
Yeah.
hit my dark path, I was drinking by myself because I was sad type of thing. I mean, I was drinking way too much in my 20s, but I wasn't, it was a social, like I was drinking too. I was in my 20s, even in my 30s type thing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't drinking to cover up sadness and stuff like that. It was when I had the other trauma and when I hit anxiety, depression, that alcohol went from that to that. Now, I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, I have drank since I gave up drinking, and it's not an issue. Um, really, I don't really drink now because it's being back into, spiritually Jane and my meditation. There's just not, it's just not useful to me as far as
Mhm.
that goes. Sort of like weed. I'm not anti-weed at all. I never had an issue with weed, and I'll probably smoke again as far as that. But in general, it's not something it's, meditation, getting out hiking is important type that, and that can slow me down for that as far as that. But I'm not terrified of weed type thing as far as,
Mhm. Right.
where some people, if they were, which weed might be a bad example of, but like some people drink forever, were big partiers, but they can, on the holidays have a drink and they're fine. But there's other people, one drink and it turns into a
They go
million
the other.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with yeah, I swing between addiction and maybe they are all different somehow. True that. I agree with you, Lee. We have to look beyond the surface and what is causing the drinker binge. Yep.
Yeah.
It's usually something that we don't
That's
even and even in our 20s, if you we might have still been covering up a trauma from our childhood that we didn't even realize we were covering up too, even if
yeah,
we were
yeah.
socially drinking. Like I feel like that could happen
Well,
too.
that once again depends on the person. When I said in the 20s, I meant my personal 20s. Yeah, I also, my other friend, he's been sober 10 years and he was drinking with us and he was like, "No, I was drinking to cover up stuff." Like our we both gave up alcohol, but I look back on our social time and I don't regret it. That was just a different chapter of my life. His was, and he was molested as a child and stuff like that and had things going on.
Mhm. I gave up coffee, alcohol, oil, salt, sugar, and smoking. Great job, Carrie. I love
Good
that.
job.
You're amazing.
Yeah,
The
Carrie was
whole
on earlier when we were talking about caffeine.
that quite a bit. Is that an addiction?
It
Well,
depends on you. I
it's
mean,
depending on, I think it has to do with our taste, though. I think some, like salt is something that our body requires. So if you are craving it, I personally think that you might have to add foods that have salt. Like if you that clean of everything and you start to crave it, or it could be because of the foods that are around us, mindset wise, we're craving it.
well,
It's hard to say.
what form of oil and salt are you talking about? I mean, I say yes or no. Is that
Well,
you
not
gotta
motor
kind of,
oil, probably. I'm just
yeah.
playing.
No, but I mean, you're talking about I crave salt and oil like potato chips, or I just want to put extra salt on my, air fried potatoes type thing. As far as that, like, you know,
Diana said, I find Matt, I have various addictions, food, alcohol, shopping, etc. And then I have to find what within me is missing. Very good. I like
I
that.
bet Matt was supposed to be that. I
I
bet
know,
she's.
right?
I
I
bet you're
forget
doing
what's
because I
gonna
do that. I bet you're
episode.
doing voice to text. Yeah, man, voice to text really taught me. Like I thought I was over my speech that impediment till I started doing voice to text. I'm like, man, I really don't speak well, do I?
Well, that
Like,
voice text though, it says some crazy things like
yeah. Like, am I trying to say pen? Like you're trying to write with a. How do you say that thing you write with?
pen
Pen.
or pin.
See, I
Pin.
usually say pin. That's my Midwestern accent,
That's
man.
yeah, I was gonna say that's sort of the accent, right? I think it's pen, right? But sometimes our southern comes out, right? Or maybe not southern, but Midwestern.
Midwestern. Well, I
Mine's
also live in
southern, yours
Kentucky.
might be Midwestern, but it's kind of similar sometimes. Different cultures, the way we like say
Yeah,
things. But look,
I have.
British, that's different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have a really weird accent. Everywhere I go, like people can always tell I'm not from Washington, but they can never because all of a sudden they'll get a y'all from me type thing,
But
and
where are
then
you originally from, though?
Indiana. But I also had a speech impediment growing up, so I had to learn to speak certain ways. So a
Hmm.
lot of how I talk is not. If you met my parents, even in high school, I never sounded like my parents. So like I would forever wouldn't say like shouldn't, don't, and stuff like that because it would screw up my speech impediment. So I would say do not. Like I would speak a lot of times very properly. So people think I speak properly because he's trying to be intelligent. No, it's because the abbreviation, my tongue can't keep up with it. Like I would always say pardon me because I could not say excuse me. And
Hmm.
people like in bars it all the time be like, "Oh, Mr. Proper saying pardon me." I'm like, "No,
That's
because
what I'm talking about. We don't know what's behind
yeah."
everybody's.
It-
You know, if you
but
see somebody walking up and down their stairs over and over, it means they might have OCD. And so that's why, like, it's so
yeah,
important, I think, to teach kids not to really, make fun or pick on people because
different levels of autism and stuff like that. Working with people in autism and stuff has made me realize how many people we make fun of, like, oh, that guy's a creeper, this guy's that. And a lot of times it's like, oh, they're socially, we would call them weird. A lot of people we call weird, I wonder if they're socially awkward because they're slightly autistic. And unfortunately, we didn't know about that. And now we labeled them as weird. So I'm not talking about actual like predators, that. There's a lot of weird, creepy guys that creep on women. Not that I need to tell you that, but that I'm amazed now I'm back on Facebook. There's been a couple of people. I hear the guy make a comment to the female poster, like, "Oh, you got a pretty face." I'm like, where the crap? I always put, I'm like, that's creepy.
That's hilarious. Oh, she said vegetable oil.
Yeah, I think she said like on her tofu and stuff like that. Once again, it kind of like that. As far as getting it, Chris, this is not getting the cooking aspect of it. Diana, do you use one cooker for a while, cook it high? Do you put any type of like a good thing I think to make it crispy is a gluten-free flour, not because of the gluten itself, but like rice flour and air fryer dry quicker. As far as that goes, actually, I just learned the crispy thing from Chef Dell because I was talking about I can't get oil-free tofu crispy, but you actually want to keep it moist on the outside and maybe use like a rice flour or a cornstarch, and then let that soak up and then put it in there. And it's all about the temperature. So there is a way to, but it is hard. There's an art to it. I mean, you can make crispy things oil-free, but there is a skill to it as far as that goes. I mean,
you know what? I think tofu, like I tried to bake it one time to make it like a baked tofu, and I think I messed it up because it got too crunchy. I might have cut it too thick. Do you think? Why did it get so crunchy?
Well, I would say too thin, and maybe your temperature was either too high as far as that goes.
Could have been.
I don't know how crunchy it was. I like it crunchy. I push it as far as
that. The inside was mush, but the outside was crunchy. I think is what happened to mine. But I might have done it wrong.
See, to me, that's what I'm going for, I guess. So I guess that might be a question.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess my suggestion would be turn your temperature down, because if it's cooking quicker on the outside than the inside, it's because it's hotter. That's how ovens work.
Probably cooking them in the pan. I think I did the barbecue tofu, and that came out pretty good. I think pan cooking them, sauteing them is better. Like for me, I messed it up when I baked it. But do people bake tofu too?
I'm surprised you're not. I haven't pan fried tofu forever. I almost, as far as
I've only ate it like 3 times. I don't know.
Oh, you have an air fryer. See, maybe that'll be one we'll do. I'll get my air fryer up, and maybe we can do a crispy tofu type thing, different things, and screw around with it.
I know everybody wants to go eat now, right?
We've been on for 3 hours. You can probably let people go.
I guess we should go, right? I was getting ready to say I have to go use the bathroom, but if we're going to end.
Well, I do too. I kept saying I either need to stop to go to the bathroom.
Try not to leave you hanging there.
I mean, if everyone cool, if we like cut out, and come back Monday.
That sounds good to me.
But put a pin in it. Yeah, air frying is the way to go with the tofu to get it really crispy and stuff like that, or a convection oven as far as that goes. So, I mean, I can get on my tofu kick as far as that goes. I didn't know you've only cooked tofu 3 times. I know you're going to go raw, but if you're not going to go, if you ever want to eat kind of, or at least for Dawn, if she wants to cut out the oil, we should have a good discussion of how to get some good crispy tofu in the oven type thing. And marinate and how you slice it and stuff. So, I mean, that's a game changer because that's the hardest thing going whole food, plant-based, giving up the oil. To me, it's not even the flavor of the oil. I can do good flavors. It's textures as far as that goes. Is that crispiness and stuff like that.
With butter. I think vegan butter sometimes when I am eating bread, it like that texture is like hard to just eat. I guess you could use oil, but that's not any better, right? So like it does. Texture means a lot for sure. Good, Carrie. She eats tofu every day. That's awesome. We should hear some of your tofu recipes.
See, I don't have any recipes. I used to have a lot of recipes, but I'm kind of like Kathy is. I've cooked so long. I have ideas in my head, but I always make stuff up on the fly when I do my
As you
spices and
go.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, kind of screw around. A lot of times I don't even like time things anymore. I'll just throw it like, like right now, if I was going to do some tofu, I would probably slightly press it, do a mix of depending cornstarch, or, a rice flour type thing to get the seasoning in it. I'd probably cut it in squares, toss it. You got to let it set for a minute or two because you want that moisture to get into whatever the crispiness is. And I'd throw it 375, throw it in the air fryer oven and screw around. And, every 5 minutes or so, I would just check on it. So, but yeah.
Sounds good. And I think I made it the one time that it actually worked out. I didn't marinate it, but I put a lot of barbecue sauce on top of it. So that probably helped.
It's also, what's your goal? Are you going for a crispy? You're going for more of a bake? You're going for more of a, that's a wonderful thing about, I love tofu. I'm a big
Very
tofu.
versatile.
Yeah. 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 And then you can, do everything. See, and I love tofu before I was vegan. That was one nice thing.
Me
When I went
too.
vegan,
I actually used to eat the like I've only cooked with it 3 times, but I used to order it at the Asian restaurant. Like I would order tofu and mixed vegetables, oddly enough, but they cooked it really good. I don't know how healthy it was, but it was good.
probably fried. Yeah. But yeah, I was one of those people that one nice thing when I went vegan is I liked so much food. I just had to choose not to eat unhealthy food. But I luckily also already like vegetables and stuff. I was never a person like I only like, I was a guy that could eat the steak, drink the wine, and then have the fried tofu and go eat, raw salad all day. To me, I like the combo.
Well, that worked out when I baked it, Carrie, if you want that. But I'm going to have to go to the bathroom, so we might have to stay.
Does everyone want to take off? I mean, I can wait for you at the restroom, or we can say goodbye. It's up to everybody. Because I know MQ has to take off.
MQ left. Diana I don't know if she's still in here. And Carl, I think, left. Carrie.
Carl's probably in bed. It's what now? 11 or 12?
Yeah. But I think we're going to get ready and eat.
Okay, that's well, honestly, I do too. I want to make me a smoothie, slice up this watermelon, and find me something fun to watch on TV.
I already ate like half of my fruit for the day while we were sitting here.
Yeah. Oh man, sidetrack, man! I had to rearrange my fridge to get that freaking huge watermelon yesterday because I didn't want to cut it. So yeah, I need to go to town on it. But yeah, tonight's gonna be I got that Ben and Jerry's ice cream, that Swerve thing I was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have that. So. Oh yeah. Oh, next week I was gonna say we're talking about entertainment. I'm thinking about seeing Beetlejuice 2 sometime this week. Just something maybe to chat about.
Sounds good. Oh,
all right, go get some tofu. I always have a few blocks in my fridge and in my freezer. So
nice.
All right. Well, this was fun.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on, everyone. Carrie, Diana, Carl, MQ. We had a full house eventually here. We thought you weren't coming at first, and then everybody chimed in. I love it. Thank you for coming.
Hopefully, if we do it on a regular basis, it'll keep building. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry about what we're talking. Open, I did it again. Sorry.
No, I was just going to answer. Is there anything you want to say?
Next time we should probably start putting up I'd like to start putting up my Facebook stuff. Maybe other people that want to like connect to it and stuff. But no, it was great chatting with everybody. I talked too much. I apologize. As I get used to it, I won't be as bad about over talking to JJ, and I apologize for that. So I'm going to try to get better with that. So, but yeah, this was fun.
Awesome. And so yeah, I'll put send me I can find the link. I'll put it on the description for those that want to find his Facebook and other pages too.
Yeah.
And thank you all.
It's basically connection or Lee Jane, but yeah, not important. We're going to be doing this every Monday, so
it's important. And everybody subscribe to this channel too if you're here, if you feel
like hopefully next Monday I will be able to connect to Facebook and everything. That was one big bummer is I'm supposed to be live on my Facebook, Twitch, and possibly Instagram, and Restream totally screwed up. So yeah, and I'll also be live on my YouTube. So, but yeah. All right. Well, it was wonderful. Have a good day, y'all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, he's coming on Friday, Carrie, by the way.